What
appreciate the
is
way
good? What is good? What is good? I'm
you
gonna
just
show this in
dismissed
a
me
second.
there. I appreciate that.
Uh, Welcome back for episode. I was actually wrong last week, like I thought I was. It was episode 101, and this week is episode 102, but I corrected it. We're back for episode 102 of Top Five Live. Um, this is going to be a packed show because
It's a lot.
there's really good stuff to talk about here. And I'm very excited to be able to have this conversation. Y'all already know what it is. Big bro Javon Stokes up at the top right. And
Where are
Danny
two?
J Quick.
Nah, forget that. Where are our other two guests who was talking all that
Hey,
mishmash?
listen, I
Where
don't
them,
know.
where them two brothers at?
If you're not up here, they're gonna hear my mouth and they know that. So
Oh,
Where
they
them,
said they was gonna be on today.
we
they've
had
been
two
bumping their
brothers
gums to
talking
me.
all kinds of.
They've been talking all kinds of trash, cash ish to me
To,
for no reason.
seriously.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
Just for no reason at all, just talking trash all week. Won't let me breathe, bro. So they
Wally
better be on
McNair.
this.
I'm gonna call them out. Wally McNair and Ro Lamb. Where y'all at? Y'all said that y'all wanted to be on the show. You weren't invited. You were invited. I know that you were invited. I saw the invitation. I know you got the link. Where y'all at? It's
What were they
801.
arguing about?
Now they just text talking. Wally just text talking about did I send the link? Nigga, I sent you the link 7-8 hours ago. Long time ago.
right.
Long
They
time
talking
ago, bro.
They're talking about this morning. Talking about the morning is gone. This is you could have invited us so much earlier. Now it's 8:02. Where y'all at? That's what I want to know.
Sorry, niggas is what this
I
is.
ain't know none of this. I'm sitting in the dark.
I apologize to everybody who doesn't hear me say nigga much.
Man,
give me a second.
We might be saying that a lot this show.
You're right. You're absolutely correct.
Oh man,
I'm about to send them the link. All right, so there's a lot to get into this week, but our top 5 list, we had another one, and I was like, bro, nah, we got to do something else because it's been too lit of a week, bro. Like you can't come in soft. I'm gonna show this one more time. Me and Danny tied. I think
excuse me, all 3 of us tied. Go check.
I don't believe it, but
go check. All 3 of us tied.
I put it up there.
I saw it
just to bless your life a little.
Don't be lying. You see how he be. I just want y'all to understand.
I'm still up
how Morgan be trying to.
It makes no difference. I'm still up by 4. It makes no difference. But anyway, so top 5 list for this week got changed to, as y'all can see, top 5.
Be careful with it, okay?
Top 5 fight songs.
You can pour a bubble.
I had to change it into that because the Alabama, to me, that's from now on, this is the real SummerSlam. Every other WWE event that's been called SummerSlam does not compare to this. And for that reason, this is the real SummerSlam from now on. Like that was the Alabama slapping.
Nah, it's the fade in the water, man. What you talking about, man? Call it what it is.
There's a whole bunch of names we can call it. Fade in the water.
That's my favorite.
The clap blackening. The clap blackening. I called it that night. The hat throw. Matter of fact, let me grab my hat.
I love. We call him. They call that dude Aquaman.
Yeah, I got to grab my hat.
I ain't got my hat.
Just in case I got to toss it on y'all niggas.
My man grabbed it. He grabbed it. He turned it sideways.
He turned it backward, all the way back.
He turned it. I said, "What was that?"
That was the dopest thing I've seen in a long time. Is what that was.
Hey, my man jumping down in the water though was my best part.
That's my hero.
I just want to know what was the part that did you the most joy. Mine was
that dude jumping in the water.
Surely, my man said Scuba Gooding Jr. Aquaman. He said, far. Hey, and then he had on the crew shirt. He was part of the crew, right? So he was out there protecting his homeboy. He said, "Hey, I'm getting over there."
He's 16,
your girl said, he done jumped down in that water.
Yeah, that was by far my favorite part because that guy wasted no time. He played no games, and he said, "Hey, not with me around here. You ain't. You know what I'm saying?" And jumped in that water. Old buddy came down. The guy that first came down the dock. He was getting ready.
That's my favorite part.
He was getting ready to hop over the top, but then he was like, "Nah, let me run down this mud." Then he ran down on him.
But it's the look on his face though, like because he saw the flip and he stopped. He was doing something totally different than what was going on, and that man stopped, looked, and went running. He ain't asked no questions. He ain't say what's going on. That was the most immediate response to the need of a butt whooping.
Why was Wally saying that you didn't send him the link? Did you email it to him?
I gotta email it to him and send it's right there. You see it on the text message thread, don't you?
Huh?
You don't see it on the thread right there? Why I gotta email it?
I don't see the link on there.
I'll email it, bro. This is ridiculous.
You gotta email it. You can't just send it to him
I guess so. I don't know, bro. I think this is some old. I'm not gonna say what I think it is.
No, I don't see it on the text thread now. I thought you.
I just sent it on the text thread, bro.
I tell a funny part was when they were initially beating up the guy, and the random white guy came in and tried to stop him. They just gave him a 2-piece and kept him going. He's like, no.
He was like, "Oh, my bad, bro. I didn't know y'all was that serious. I apologize."
My fight. I don't know what I was thinking.
He was like, "Nope, this is not the fight for me." That boy took off.
I apologize. That's not what I meant to do. I just meant to be helpful. I just came over here, like Martin said in Bad Boys. I was at a family barbecue. That's what I heard him say.
That was hilarious. They hit that boy with a 2-piece, and he's like, "Nope, no."
That was yeah. He was like, I mean, they hit him in the stomach too. They ain't even hit him in the head. But yes, okay. That is by far definitely.
Now you got to give love to when they hit the Avengers moment, the Endgame moment, where all of those two guys
standing at the boat. Hey, look, the whole thing is one of the best things I've ever seen. I love my people at all times, and I love us even more now. It was fantastic in every way possible. But I do want to drive this point home too, because I said this the night of, and I will continue to say it. That fight was not about black versus white. That was about races. That was about everybody versus racist. You know what I'm saying? Like that, because I know now where I'm from.
We don't know if they was racist now. Come on now. We don't, unless y'all saw something I didn't see. They might have just been drunk and wilding.
Yo, Morgan's face.
No.
Yo, if y'all don't make a meme of Morgan's face right now,
no.
Y'all not doing it right.
Y'all saw something I didn't see.
Doing it right,
man. I think you're right, because the sentiment is, hey, we're not gonna let you jump on this black guy. We're not gonna let that happen. So yes, everybody.
I agree with you.
But we don't know if the family, if those particular people were just drunk and bucking back against authority or what. Now, I'm all for it either way. I
agree with Danny. I agree with Danny.
Jr. was it for me. What's up, Wally? Man, it's good to see you.
No, man, my favorite one is what they call it.
I'm gonna say it.
They call that man C Murder. I was done.
Murder.
C Murder,
bro.
And then he came out of it and rock bottom somebody. That was the funny. That man swam the damn channel, got up out of it, and rock bottom.
Bro,
I can see it.
The super ability the superpower that he had to be able to just get up out of that water like that. Now, I ain't been swimming long. I'm a heavier dude too, so I ain't no just lifting my body up out no water.
It took the strength in him. Now it took the strength out of him, because once he hopped up on that joint, he didn't do anything. he just hopped up there and was like, you see,
he did. He had to catch
get at it, huh? Okay, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and do what you got to do. He did not fight anyone. He didn't fight a soul, but that's okay. Look, his fervor in swimming over there is all I need to see, bro. Y'all make sure y'all welcome my big bro Wally McNair down there. He been talking trash to me all week, all week, bro, for no reason. I ain't
Why
even
you
bothering
talking
him,
trash, man?
bro. You ask him. You ask him. I don't know.
Let me put on my Malcolm X glasses.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Good evening, brothers.
Oh my god. This about to be.
Why you
This
go
about to be
nation
one of them
Muslim?
shows.
I've experienced racism on a high level tonight. I waited for 30
Wow.
minutes for a link that should have been sent 2 weeks ago. And
I sent you the link this morning.
as Danny said, there's no link in the text, my brother. But we're not here to discuss links.
Racism.
I just want to, let it be known that I've experienced racism in a different way.
Oh,
That's
no,
all.
don't worry about it. Hey,
Devon, how you
listen,
doing, brother? Haven't seen you since
listen,
Heroes.
I can prove. I can prove.
Thank you. Thank you for not being racist towards me, Danny. Thank you for not being racist towards me.
What time did they say?
Every week somebody call him Morgan racist.
We in here, bro. I'm just trying to make sure everybody can get along, yo.
Ain't nobody called this man. Ain't nobody called a black man racist more than Morgan get on this show.
Wait a minute. Brevin said, Danny, please stop. There's screenshots of the family who started saying under the Google profile of his convenience store that he only wanted good, clean white dollars.
Oh, damn.
Well, that was 100% about race. I did not know that. I did not know about that.
I didn't know about that either. I just assumed. I just assumed that man was standing on that dock and they did not like the things he had to say, even though he was just doing his job. They had some words to say and try to jump my guy and didn't know that Wakanda was coming forever.
Whoever the dude that came in and started the whole thing, that dude was racist.
I bet they won't try that in a small town.
That sure won't.
Supposed to read that backwards. It's backwards.
It don't matter. Do you see that link right there? Y'all see that text thread? You see the link right there?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it on my end.
I don't see it on my end either. So
apparently I'm not good enough to be part of y'all text string.
Y'all seen that link though?
Nah,
y'all seen that link though? You seen that link right here though? I ain't just making it up.
On our phones, it don't exist. So
it's not on mine.
It's on mine.
It's not on mine.
It's on mine.
I got the same gift.
Got the same thing
but I
too.
don't see no link.
Anyway,
it's not a good showing.
Anyway, back to what matters.
Not a good showing.
So
racism is a hell of a drug.
The solidarity of that moment is
Morgan said he only want good white, good clean.
I had no idea about that.
Clean guests on his show.
Yeah, Morgan only wants good, clean black guests on his show. I guess. And
I've told you guys you're some of the good ones before.
You are, yes. I'm definitely one.
I'm one of the terrible.
Danny, he was a good one. I've told Javon he looked like a good one.
Here you go again. Now you ain't called me one of the good ones.
I said you look like a good one.
Nah, you called me something else. We ain't gonna go there today because you racist. This ain't a good showing for you today.
You just making stuff up now. Anyway,
you got video, man.
Whatever. You always say that, and then I don't never see no receipts.
Me and Dan just show receipts, and you can't.
I showed you my receipt. I showed you my receipt.
Damn,
you
man.
saw my phone.
They coming for him today.
You saw my phone anyway.
Let's stop all this black on black crime. How about that?
No, it ain't been done yet.
Somebody throw their cap off.
Yeah. Anyway.
Terrible.
So there's that. There's also we had to get into that, and I'm definitely circling back to it. And there will be numerous jokes tonight that circle back to that Alabama.
My favorite video this year.
It's my favorite video I've seen in years. So there's also, I personally, it could be quick. I don't know if you guys have input or not. I am so tired of the internet in some ways. And what I mean is the allegation that came out about Lizzo, right? And then we will get to the next thing that pissed me off this week too.
What happened with that? Tell me.
So there's
lawsuit.
Lizzo has been sued by 3 former dancers that alleged that she was abusive and had them do really weird things while they were in her employ, and they quit and now are suing her for said things, right? I'm not gonna get into the full list. I just know one of them was supposedly like a banana in the crotch area that she wanted them to eat out of the crotch area. Things were really weird. I don't really know yet.
Out of her crotch area?
Out of someone's crotch area.
I heard they went to a strip club.
Yeah, something like that. I just know it got weird.
Yeah. And it was a banana in one of the strippers' crotchular region.
They're doing some extra stuff on tour. I ain't never been on.
Hey, listen, like that. I don't know. I'm just telling you. So that came up, right? That's fine. That didn't bother me. What bothered me is people's response. People were responding as if, number one, Lizzo definitely did it. Number two, as if they knew, right? Like as if they knew what had happened, and people were like giving whole think pieces on social media about the entire situation, as if we've had a trial, as if we've seen something, as if they don't understand what the word allegation means. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's allegation. There's going to be an investigation, then there's going to be a court case. Why is everybody getting at Lizzo as if she did it? Like, you know what I'm saying? The same thing happened now, the Tory Lanez thing. The same thing happened with the Tory Lanez case. People were getting at Meg and people were getting at Tory, and nobody had facts, but everybody was on one. Like, I'm talking about fussing people down and talking crazy.
So why are you surprised?
I'm not. It's not about me being surprised. It's about me being irritated. I don't like when people. If you were rich enough, if I was rich enough, I would sue anybody that even floated towards that. You know what I'm saying? Because right now there are too many people on the internet that love to slander people because they know they can get away with it. If you don't know that she did it, you can't just go out there, you know what I'm saying, and be talking trash about her. Oh, Jonathan Majors, that's the other one I couldn't remember. Jonathan Majors too. People were burying this dude as if he definitely did it, and they knew nothing. You didn't know anything. Why are people so the need to be seen and heard nowadays when you know nothing is mind-blowing to me, and it's very concerning. That I had to get it off my chest. I don't know if it bothers anybody else, but that crap really pisses me off. I can't stand it.
Par for course, man.
I think y'all know how I feel about it. The internet's we're not even famous, bro. We're not even famous, and people be on our comments saying really ridiculous
Hey,
stuff.
listen, and if we see them in person, it's gonna be a different thing.
So we know that celebrities got to be getting it from every angle at all times. So I'm not surprised one bit that people are, quick with the allegations. They don't, people are gonna, what they say, you're innocent until proven guilty, but on the internet you're guilty until proven innocent.
You guilty, period.
Especially if
you
you're
can
black.
be proven innocent and you still guilty.
especially if you're black.
Yeah, you're right, exactly. And black people will do it to black people immediately, even though we know what it's like to be. We know the presumption that we get no presumption of innocence in this country anywhere, and we still will destroy each other without knowing anything. I'm talking about you don't know nothing, and we be on the internet going at people and just ripping their face off on the internet with no knowledge of anything. No knowledge, no evidence, ain't read nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're just out there talking, just bumping their freaking gums. And the only thing that will stop it is somebody pulling up on them and punching them in their stuff, or somebody suing them, or both.
That might not even do it. Shoot.
You're right.
God, because then you're getting sued.
But you deserve both. To be honest, you deserve both. If you're slandering somebody like that and saying stuff that you know that you don't know whether it's true or that you know are not true, and they put up on you, punch all your teeth out your face, you earn that. If they sued you and took every dime you ever made, you, your kids, your parents, and everybody else, and they took all your money, you earn that too. Because you should shut your GD mouth until you know something or have some evidence of anything before you say it. But the stuff that people be doing, you could at least say something about what you've at least seen somewhere. If there's a video, right? Like George Floyd, people wanted to be contentious about that. You can't be. There's a video. We watched it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we all watched it. Yeah, we need context, but they put out how long was the George Floyd video when they put out the whole thing? It was like 20 minutes change. Yeah. We watched them roll up in the car and all that. You know what I'm saying? Is there more context that could be added? Yes. But if there's something that's literally just an allegation, it ain't hit court. You ain't seen no tape. You ain't seen no photos. You ain't seen nothing. And you talking about these people as if you know them or as if you stay around the corner, you got to get punched in your stuff, bro. Or at least you've earned it, in my opinion. So
I don't even get mad about this stuff anymore, man. It's a waste of energy.
Daniel?
It's a waste of energy, man. Like, people gonna talk. That's what
I agree with this too, Adam. That crap pissed me off too.
They
Damn,
gonna
Jay,
I
you
mean,
just gonna drop it in there early? What's wrong with y'all?
That's why I don't like Tasha K or Wendy Williams.
Who is
Good
Tasha
grief,
K?
What did Wendy Williams do?
Nah, Wendy does this all the time.
Bruh.
Wendy does
the
this all
internet,
time.
the internet is just a magnified version of what used to happen in people's neighborhoods or
Or
used to happen.
barbershops.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
We did the same. We do before the internet. We did the same thing on in our homes. We did the same thing. You know, we go out to dinner. We did the same thing at barbershops. It's just now. It's just public. So I mean,
Yeah, but you did so you're right. If you're talking about
everybody had an idea on OJ. When the OJ trial happened, that was before social media. Everybody, when you talk with your family, when you talk with your boys, when you talk with whoever, you had an opinion on OJ.
the difference is
What's the difference?
like you said, social media didn't exist, and that definitely changed things.
Right.
Social media definitely changed things because now everybody has a platform to spew whatever they want, whenever they want to.
That's the only difference.
Hence Twitter.
Yeah, just magnified. That's all.
Yes,
I agree, Kenny. I agree. They were extremely quality chair shots. Those chair shots were better than WWE.
Hey, listen, New Jack was proud, man. New Jack was proud.
There's people out there on the internet that need chair shots.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you did this, like we did this before. Like if you were hanging with your boys and something went down publicly, we talked about it. We shared our opinions to each other. The only difference is now we just sharing it publicly, and there's really no difference. There's none. There's actually less. There was less information back then than there was now, and we still formulated an opinion on it. Now we have more information, so people feel like because there's more information available, they can say whatever they want to say and feel more informed that they are. But again, it's no different, man. It's none. It's like every day is just a what do you call it? A sitting around the Thanksgiving table.
I think with the internet and everybody having a platform, things can take more disastrous turns faster. Like perfect example, police have been beating people, black people in specific, for eternity since policing existed. Right? We've always known that was a thing. The difference now is that it's being filmed and then it gets put on the internet. If it wasn't getting filmed and put on the internet back in that time before the internet, before social media, like social media is literally the only reason Ahmaud Arbery got some form of justice and those idiots went to prison, right? If social media didn't exist, that would not have happened. Like you could have put it in the paper all you want. We don't know if that story would have made it nationally. That story went nationally and international based on the internet. So I understand where you're coming from in sentiment. Yes, it's in sentiment is similar, but if you're putting things on the internet that then start some type of buzz to the degree that we know it all can now, it has far more detrimental effects than me talking about something.
I didn't say it didn't. I'm just saying like it's not new. It's just bigger.
But that's what makes it. That's what should make people proceed with more caution, in my opinion, especially because you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you.
Yeah, but what me and Javon are saying is if people weren't properly trained, educated, or in a certain state of mind before the internet, it's not going to get better just because you give them a new tool or weapon to use. You know what I mean?
Then you should have to suffer the consequences. Is my point.
I mean, that's what
you do. You're going to sue everybody. You can't sue everybody.
But that's the same thing in regular life. Like if somebody started a rumor and said something crazy about you, when you see them, there's an option. You know what I mean? Right. You can talk or you can put hands and feet together. You know what I mean? Move furniture. Amen. It's the same thing now. It's just that now it's people from a whole nother place that you may never encounter who have the option to tell you what they feel. And and again, like Javon said, we're not saying it's cool. We're just saying all the internet did was magnify what people were already doing in smaller spaces.
And there's not going to be what you just said about, you know, if I had all this money, I'm gonna sue such and such. I mean, you can't sue everybody. Like, and there's a reason why people haven't done it now.
Would be doing it if they could.
Huh?
Never mind. I'm not.
What did you say?
Nothing. I didn't say nothing.
What did you say, man?
I didn't say nothing. Go ahead. What's the next?
You said something crazy. What you say?
What's the next topic?
What'd you say, man?
Yeah, we can go to the next topic. I just had to get that off my chest. Okay.
Or you could just be like Kevin Durant and you just fire shots back. That's the other option. Just come for dudes. People come for you, you come for them.
I just hate it. Is I think the biggest thing. I really hate it. Next topic, and it doesn't tie in directly, but kind of. Jamie Foxx.
It's another one y'all gonna have to explain to me because I saw the backlash. I saw it secondhand. I saw somebody talking about what happened. I didn't see Jennifer Anderson's what you call it. So you gotta explain this one to me too. Go and tell me what happened.
So he said they killed Jesus. You don't think that they won't come for you? Hashtag fake friends. Hashtag I forgot what the other hashtag was.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Aniston, I guess she liked it, the comment, and then
she didn't intentionally or accidentally like it.
Okay,
according to her.
Okay, according to her, she accidentally liked it, and then people got upset because they believe that Adam, you stupid man. Because they feel that it was an anti-Semitic message that Jamie Foxx put out there. And then Jamie came and apologized for it. And frankly, all of you people who believe it was anti-Semitic are dumb as hell. I have no problem saying it. Come for me. I don't care.
We ain't got to finish this conversation. Devon summed it up.
Let me get it straight. Let me get it straight. So basically, because I saw
y'all
that
dumb.
she posted something against it. So she was only posting something against it because people were coming after her.
Because she accidentally liked it.
Accidentally.
No. She didn't accidentally or intentionally like it.
Or intentionally.
She didn't do so happen to happen.
Yeah, she didn't do either. It just happened somehow.
Appeared.
Like
immaculate likes. She had immaculate conception likes.
So people were calling her anti-Semitic too.
Because she liked
they thought that she had intentionally or accidentally liked it, so they figured that she must, feel like they think that
she was co-signing.
Jamie felt.
But
she didn't intentionally or accidentally do it though. So
yeah,
I was just like, wait a minute, y'all mad because he said they killed Jesus? Like, is Jesus still alive? Did somebody not kill Jesus? I must have missed that part. Somebody had to kill Jesus.
See, Ro was supposed to be coming on here because
even that he said fake friends.
You ain't send the link.
I sent the link.
Bro, you need the link, bro. I
emailed the link. I emailed it.
Bro, I got you, man. I got you, bro.
But anyway,
since Morgan being racist today, I got you.
Wow.
But I will say, Javon, Ro is the only one who tried to find reason in this being okay. I'm not gonna say okay. Let me choose.
I said I see both sides, but I don't. Black people.
I don't at all. Okay,
Black people have been saying some form of that phrase for millennia. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a thing in Black community. Like the one that's most commonly heard from me is if they killed Jesus, or if they talked about Jesus, or if they didn't like Jesus, if they hated Jesus, what makes you think you special?
Right.
I could take it a step farther than that because Jesus said it in the Bible. He said it to his disciples.
All right, so I don't see the other side.
The problem is the other side can't. There's no other side because people are saying he should have clarified, but he put it in the hashtag. He said hashtag fake friends.
That's what I said. I said he made it very clear who he was talking about in it because he said hashtag.
Like I'm trying to figure out how you misinterpret.
There's nothing confusing there.
Let's just be stupid for a minute.
Dumb people.
Let's just be stupid for a minute.
Sure.
That's hard.
If he was saying something about what happened to brother Jesus, did it not happen by the people that did it?
Nah, Jesus still here. He's still with us, man.
Okay, I was trying to see some, but
look, it depends on how deep in the weeds we want to go on the Jesus thing. Like, look,
if you really want to upset some folks, just say y'all bad at a fairy tale.
Say what? Who said that? Oh dang! I didn't even see that drove was all the way down there.
Kenny, yo, you stupid, man. Kenny,
Um,
man, you stupid. No, I honestly like y'all stupid, man. If you took issue
Shut
with
up,
that,
Adam.
that tells me that you didn't read the whole thing and you was ready to be upset. That's what it tells me.
I'll just say for me, I saw more people reacting to the upsetness than I saw. I didn't see nobody upset about
I
the
didn't
post.
see anybody either.
I saw people. Everybody I heard talking about it was talking about why would they be offended by that. That's what I heard. Like I said, I saw the reaction to the.
Well,
That's the-
I saw the reaction to the
that's-
reaction.
were there black people that were saying that, or were they white?
No, they were black. No, black people were saying, you know,
Right.
why would they be?
Right.
Why would they be mad about it?
I
That's
was
why
about to say
That's your filter, man. That's your
Every-
social media.
You-
filter.
Every
were-
black person's heard that statement before somewhere. There's no
Yeah.
question. You don't have to be a Christian and you heard that statement before.
Actually,
Well, it was bad enough for Jamie to have to come out and apologize.
I ain't gonna cap. He didn't have to. I will take it
No, I
past
wouldn't
that.
have.
Like I said, if it was me and I was in Jamie's shoes, I would have made a statement, but my statement would have been for those who took offense.
but those
I
who
wouldn't
think
have
that
made no
gospel
statement.
music,
For those who took
Tumbo
offense,
finger. No.
For
Not
those
with my
who
house.
took-
Nothing.
you ain't let me finish. For those who took offense,
Cause what you finna say
Bye.
is irrelevant, brother. I ain't saying nothing to them niggas. Like either you get it or
see,
you
but that's
don't.
you though. I said me.
I'm just saying you finna explain a whole lot of explaining that ain't got to be explained. Like I'm not telling them niggas nothing, bro. Like listen, hashtag fake people. If you don't get it, but again, what happened to your mans is what happened to them. So either side of the coin, like it is what it is. What they mad about?
I wouldn't have said nothing. I'd have let it ride.
I'm gonna answer Paige in a minute. I want to finish this real quick. I'm gonna answer you in a minute, Paige. Quickly,
That
I
joke
can
is
say.
hilarious, man.
Quickly, I can say H no.
People crazy.
But yes, okay. So for black people, we all
Hey,
knew.
Rose, stop playing, man. I sent you the
bruh.
link.
Nah, bruh.
Stop playing,
Nah,
Rose.
bruh.
I sent you the
Ro.
link.
No, Ro. Nah, you're not gonna do that. You gonna get.
I
no.
sent you the link, man.
You and Wiley been talking trash all week, bruh. You gonna come on this show here?
Whoa! I'm
Don't
here.
do
I don't stand down. I take mine one way or the other. Like
I expected
let's
nothing.
be
I want to
clear.
know what was the trash talk. That's what I want to know.
I mean, the crazy thing is, Ro was catching the heat yesterday from me and Morgan, so I don't even know why Morgan got this racist hostility towards me. Like we was going in on Ro. You know
First
what
of
I'm saying?
all,
I was
there's
just
no
trying to keep
racist-
the peace. I was just trying to keep the peace.
there's no racist hostility. Second,
Morgan went as far as to tell us. I misunderstood the initial text. I said, "Yo, what's the top 5?" He said, "Fight songs." I said, "God, they want to fight me for asking about what the top 5?" I said,
there's no way that you took that way. There's no way. It's impossible. You asked what the top 5 was, and I said,
but it's because of how he said it. He said,
how could I say it?
Nigga,
It's
what
a
you gonna do
text.
about it?
he said top 5 songs. I said top 5 songs. He said
I
fight.
sent you the poster, bro.
I said fight. He said fight song. I said this nigga being funny. I feel like he trying to. I said, God dang, so me and Ro got to catch the
Go back to my
hands.
hands. I didn't see this. I didn't
Bro,
see
he
that.
making
I
making
said,
making it up.
Hey,
as
Wally,
he
you
goes.
know it's in the text thread, right? You can't be embellishing.
That's
on
what
the
I'm saying.
Listen. I ain't got to listen. I stand on mine.
Let me turn the backlight off. Let me turn this
It's
backlight
on
off.
the
real
text
quick.
thread, man.
I
They can
stand on mine.
screenshot it, you know.
Listen.
You see
I
that?
read it to you right now.
You can see it. The picture came right afterwards. You said, "Dang, I would like some time to figure out."
Read the whole thing, bro. Dang, bro. We gonna get the top 5 list or nah?
What
I
was
would
the
love
next
some
thing that was
time to
said?
think on it.
What was the
Love
next
some
thing that
time
was
to think
on
on it,
there?
right? Nah, that didn't show.
You see that
It just
picture?
it said I forgot to send it to y'all. Now, Javon, keep in
I
mind.
forgot to send it to y'all. My bad. It's a picture right there that says what
Javon,
the top 5 is.
Keep in mind, it's the same brother that sent us a supposed link that me and Danny and Ro couldn't find, right? So
I just showed it to you.
So
Hey, see,
initially,
that's why y'all don't get invited on the show. You can't come.
Hey,
on
I just want to point out that I ain't do nothing tonight. I just want to point out
Listen,
I didn't do
Listen,
nothing
listen.
tonight.
Why come on here abusing the host?
Just remember
of the show?
this day, because I want
Listen,
everybody
I'm-
be like, Javon, you be starting stuff.
I'm
And
just speaking.
Javon has
I'm
sat
just
here
speaking
and
truth.
listened.
So,
Anyway.
so
I just
let
wanna
me
point
let me
out.
let me continue to clarify. So all I got was I forgot to send y'all the link. My bad. Danny jumped in. That's his man. He gonna save his man. Hey man, in Morgan's defense, cuz he decided this morning he ain't had a chance to send it to y'all. Laugh out loud. I sent the Snoop crying emoji. You know, Snoop crying me. I'm like, damn, you're sad, man. You racist. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh, you forgot this morning. You forgot us. Okay, you know, cool. Move on. So he said best fight songs. I said, dang, nigga, fight songs. Like, is this a sarcastic response? Is this
I sent
like
the poster.
what's that? But then he said, yep. I said, God dang, yep. So I sent 2 more emojis. Look at the little boy crying. Look at the little baby down there crying. I said, God dang. I said, dang. And Kermit looking like so you know what I'm saying? Like I got receipts, bro. Like this is how it went. So then when he clarified, I said, oh, you really mean fight songs? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
Okay.
and what did I say
You know what
after
I'm
that? I said I would never fight either one of you.
Then he said he wanted to push him down the stairs.
He would just push us downstairs.
I did say that.
Exactly.
He did go a little to the left. He did
I
get
said,
Exactly.
I would like to push you down. I said I would like to push you down.
Exactly.
No, Morgan.
The truth.
Not
Time out,
just
Morgan.
not just stairs.
You got
but
mad
all
upset.
stairs.
You got really upset, like they misrepresented you
Mm.
right up until the end. When you talk about pushing people downstairs.
Well, that was that part of the conversation. I didn't say anything wrong at that part of the
The
conversation.
hostility.
Afterwards,
So me
when
and
I
Ro
said-
responded like, yo, at that point, we might as well fight.
I
Like,
said
what?
verbatim, I want to push y'all down high stairs sometimes, but I wouldn't fight you.
And I said,
That's a fight. What you mean?
like,
It's
what
not
you
a fight.
Attempted murder.
What you
That's
think
attempted murder. You can't just push people downstairs,
Come
bro.
on.
bro? I said, at that point, we got to fight. Ain't I'm grabbing you with me. We falling together. whoever
Morgan,
lives.
I'm gonna need your responses to not be so violent. All right.
Man,
We
listen,
supposed
man,
this. Listen,
sometimes
this is
violence
the
is
week.
needed.
This is the week we should have came together as black people.
I be trying to. I be
I
trying
don't know,
to.
man. You just
they don't
threaten
like
people to throw people down the steps. I mean,
all because he
damn,
ain't
man. That's how
sent
you.
us- because he ain't send us the list on time. Like I was
That's how
like,
they kill.
"Dang."
That's how they kill old people in movies, man. You ain't supposed to be killing. You ain't supposed to be killing black folks, man. What you doing, man? Come on
Man,
now.
where is Ro at? Because he's the only one. So Ro's supposed to be giving us. the
Ro
other
showed up
side.
in the
There you
car.
go.
That means he
Okay.
on the way.
All right. All right,
Ro
Ro.
on
He was coming for the fight. He was coming for the fight. He was on his way for the
Bro
fight.
driving there right
You
now.
just make sure you ain't near those stairs.
See what I'm saying? The stairs thing, like. Oh, and
Ro
keep in
is
mind,
literally driving right
Javon,
now.
keep in mind, Morgan also called somebody in a meeting that only had a few people in it, idiots. And we were like, wait a minute, what the?
Oh, right.
What the?
That's a misquote too. I said you guys are being idiots. That's what I said.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
No. You can't
I
do
didn't
that.
say you're an idiot.
You
I
can't
said
do
you're
that to
being
me.
idiots.
Hold on, Morgan. Time out. Excuse me, everybody. Hold on for a second.
I'm gonna mute my mic and listen.
You can't do this because when I had my thing with Kenji, I said he acting like a, and you said that I'm calling him one.
I mean, there was a lot of voice inflection there.
No.
And you said it like you said it with all the sarcasm in the world. You said it with such a hint of sarcasm and
Hey, Danny, you understand what I'm saying, right?
You said it with such a hint of sarcasm and heat.
I just want to point out that when I said it,
this is Javon talking to Kenji when he said that. He was like, "What? I mean, if you want to be a little bitch about it, that's how he said it."
I said
that's a quote.
if.
I didn't cuss it. I didn't cuss just now.
I didn't say y'all acting like one. I said if he wants to act like one. That implies that he has a choice in the matter.
Where he that definitely gives options. That definitely gives options. I would just been like I would have been like cuz being a little bitch. So but Javon actually gave him some options.
I gave him some options. I just, you know, I mean,
he had already kicked him off the camera.
I didn't do that, but you just called somebody an idiot, man. Come on now.
I said you guys are acting like idiots.
Well, if you act like something,
ain't no difference to me. Ain't no difference to me.
Yeah. Ro on the way, man. He putting Vaseline on it. Everything.
Man, listen, bro. Wally
was ready to fight me yesterday, yo. Wally was so mad at me yesterday. I know I gotta be prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, Danny went and got a chair, bro.
Danny went and got a chair.
I'm concerned. Danny went and got a chair. I don't want no smoke.
Oh
I quit already.
Oh man.
Matter of fact, actually, wait a minute. Let me.
Danny, that was hilarious, man.
Head off.
Help.
Daddy, that was great timing, man.
Just in
That
case
was
y'all
great
start
timing.
acting up again. I had to
brother,
pull out
brother
the-
Rowe. For the record, I didn't want to fight you. I just wanted to make clarity because I felt like you were trolling. I got out the joint. I put the
Wait,
phone down.
what did Rose say? Because nobody has told me what Rose said.
Ro
So,
finna tell you what-
tell
Ro
me
finna
what
tell
you
you what he
said.
said.
Man. Tell
Yeah,
me what you
Ro
said.
got to tell you himself what he said.
So, first of all,
Hey man,
I
calm
haven't
down.
heard-
You're not selling books to people. You over here like,
nah, I haven't heard what everybody has said so far.
Leave my brother alone, man.
But just going off what was said yesterday, I respect and I agree with what Wally has said and how everybody feels about the Jamie Foxx situation. My perspective, though, is I understand why Jewish people would be hypersensitive when somebody says something that feels like it's pushing the same ideas led to the Holocaust, right? That has led to their persecution. Now, I'm not saying that Jamie Foxx was wrong for what he said. I'm not saying that what he said was anti-Semitic. I'm not saying that he should have apologized. I agree that he should have stood on what he said. And also, I don't think it was anti-Semitic, but I understand coming from listening to what Jewish people have said and how they have characterized some of these phrases. I understand why they would feel how they felt about the way that statement was phrased, especially if you really don't got no interaction with Black people and you don't know how Black people are having these conversations. So that's my stance.
Ro is my brother. Morgan is my brother. Devon is my brother. Danny is my uncle brother. Carry on.
So my question is for the people who say I can understand. My issue with that is that implies that those individuals are not capable of understanding how to read, right? Because there's a full statement that was said. So if you read the entire statement, all of the context is provided for you.
If 90% of the statement is similar to what I've heard before, I'm going with people are going to take the biggest thing that they see.
Okay, so that implies that you decided A, to ignore context, and B, to be upset.
But people fuck up all the time though. So
that's
again,
fine.
That's
fine.
The case that I'm making, I'm not making the case that she was right for what she said. I'm not making the case that people should be calling him out for being anti-Semitic. All I'm saying is, if you read something and you get emotional about it, I can completely understand how you can become emotional about hearing something, and then all the other stuff just go out the window, and you just react, just knee jerk.
Again, if it was something that Jamie Foxx said to a Jewish person, or he said it out loud, and maybe you either didn't hear a part of the statement, or you know what I'm saying, or maybe like it was loud and we didn't quite hear it, I would be right there with you.
Who was mad? I want to know.
But it is written. If either you can't
literally
read
in the same paragraph.
It's all right there. Either you ignoring context or you just decided you wanted to be mad. That's
he gave the direct.
Go ahead.
He gave the direct object of the sentence before it at the end of it. Like he literally put it there. When he said the statement, then he said fake friend, hashtag fake friend. If there was any context that you needed, he just provided it. He's talking about fake friends. To automatically assume that any person could have said it depends, because think about all the different ways that you could look at that, right? You could have said, if you were Roman, you could have said,
sorry,
he's talking about me. You know what I'm saying? Because
you Roman.
Rome is the one that crucified him, right?
Romans are who gave the order to have him crucified.
But that statement has been used. That statement has been used to persecute and oppress Jewish people. So I understand what you're saying when you say he's giving the context. I agree with that. I agree that what he said wasn't anti-Semitic. But all I'm saying is, to me, it's very similar to looking at something like Try That in a Small Town. You could look at Try That in a Small Town and say, well, what he said isn't racist. What did he say? He's just saying, don't try that in a small town.
That's exactly what Morgan said when we talked about it. He said, that's not racist.
I said the lyrics.
Right.
I said the lyrics.
But if you're black and you know the history of sundown towns, and you know the history of the good old boys, and you know the history of all those terms, now that's gonna mean something completely different to me than it is to the white guy who don't know nothing about that. And again, I'm not saying that Jamie Foxx was wrong for what he said.
We're not saying that. We're not saying that. We know you don't. We know that. But I'm just saying.
There's definitely a difference in that song. Like I said in the text, that's a song written by somebody with a reason behind it to make a point compared to the Bible. I don't think, I ain't no religious scholar, but I don't think the Bible was written with the intent of being used in the way people have used it. So if we're gonna no, I'm saying when it was written, I'm not talking about what people have chosen to do with it.
Okay.
So if we're gonna use that as the comparison, then like I said, someone talk about Bishop killing Raheem, don't mean that they saying that all black people are Bishop or all black people are Raheem. We're simply talking about the lesson and how close friends can be. I could have used that Juice as the exact same example. And if someone wants to go crazy and be like, oh, this nigga saying all black people with box tops is gonna kill their best friends, that's insanity. Especially if
you could use the Bible again and say, well, Cain killed Abel, so blah 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 blah. Hashtag fake friends, right? Like you could do that, and it's still gonna sound crazy because it's like.
And if we're gonna start doing that,
the Jewish community could come back on that and say, oh, so now all Jewish people kill their brothers. What?
And so now it's like, so what are we doing here? We're gonna stop using the Bible altogether? We're gonna stop using historical texts? Because hell, I get offended by taxes. Black people used to get taxed as property. So does that mean we got the right to say we don't need to have taxes talked about no more? Should we
discuss that? We should discuss that.
I'm saying because we're gonna get into what hurts people's feelings. Hurt feelings is the reason why they don't want us teaching certain things about slavery and black history. Hurt feelings is why they want to keep control over what we talk about from day to day and what we express. Hurt feelings is why some people are afraid they're going to lose their country that they literally took from somebody else. So if we're going to do it based off of hurt feelings, then we got to shut the whole system down. We got to fight club the whole system. All of it got to be burned down and erased.
But I mean, I'm not even talking hurt feelings. I'm talking about reading comprehension. That's all I'm talking.
But the feelings matter, though. The feelings matter.
But okay, hold on. Feelings matter if you're not either you don't finish what you're reading. It's like if I said, oh man, I'm trying to think of a good.
What Javon's saying is right though. If you your feelings wouldn't be your feelings if you would comprehend, right? Like if you
just because you have feelings about something don't mean that I got to abide by it. And I damn sure ain't got to apologize for you completely mistaking something. If I say the water's wet and you feel like it's not, that's your choice to feel that. But I told you what it was.
I got a silly example. Y'all, you know the Destiny's Child song Bills, 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 right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When that song came out, there was a lot of dudes that was mad. And all I heard was the hook. But if you listen to the song, they provide context into what the hook actually means. So you really, if you getting upset about that, you might not do any of the things that they talking about in the song. But you only heard the hook and you think they being gold diggers. And that's really what this is. You didn't listen or read the entire thing, or you read the entire thing and you just decided, I'm going to ignore the fake friends or the hashtag, and I'm going to pay attention to the one part that offended me. And to me, that's part of the problem, as Wally was saying, and to kind of piggyback it, that's part of the problem that we have now. And actually, to piggyback more on what Morgan was talking about earlier, is that people don't get all the information, and then they get upset, or they get angry, or they make an opinion on something without getting all of the information. And so they're they're uninformed and upset. And if you just took 5 seconds to read all the information or read the entire message, you'd be like, oh, I see what he's using that. Okay, fake friends, Judas and everything, because Judas was a part of it too. If he just said Judas got Jesus killed, don't act like da 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 da. Do you still feel upset?
They could have.
But that's my point.
That's my point. I think Judas was a fake friend.
You can't say
make sure you find out who your Judas is.
But you can't say let's use the Bible as parables for life and then be like, except for that, or you know what I mean? Like we could use the Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan. There was one Samaritan to help. What about the other people? They're all the races that everybody else that was a part of that parable going to be upset. You can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. If you're going to use the Bible as a parable for life lessons, then you have to acknowledge that some races and some nationalities don't come off looking great in it. That don't mean that you are. It just means that that's kind of a part of it. And I understand what Ro is saying about how the people have used the Bible to persecute Jewish people, and I'm totally with that. But that's why I give Jamie Foxx credit that he provided context immediately, and it was the first hashtag.
But the other thing too, for me, and this is pertaining to the apology, like people say he shouldn't have apologized.
No.
And I'm like, my thing is this: I'm the type of person, if I step on your foot or if I do something to you and I meant it, I'm not apologizing. But if I step on your foot and I didn't realize I stepped on your foot and you bring it to my attention, I'm like, oh, my bad.
But here's the thing, Ro. He didn't step on their foot.
But
he didn't though.
So from my perspective, right? I don't walk around telling people what they should or shouldn't be offended by.
Right, and they're not going to tell me what I can and can't say.
Hold on. So if I offend you, then I'm willing to say, yo, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't mean that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel what you're saying. Like when you say he didn't do nothing wrong, I feel that if he didn't do anything wrong, I know he didn't do anything wrong. But even if I didn't do anything wrong, and you come to me and you say, hey, bro, like I feel this way about what you said, I can't see myself being like, well, yo, like, fuck what you talking about. Like,
I can't.
He probably got friends who are Jewish.
I can't. I'm that nigga. I'm that nigga. Like, I'm not finna listen. I'm all about peace, but you're not finna have me apologizing every time I say something because you felt some type of way. If that's what it is, then hey, look, what we doing?
Well,
what we doing?
And that's fine. I'm not saying, but again, that's not. I'm not saying that that's the right way to live your life. If you're the type of person where you're like, look, I ain't apologizing if I ain't do nothing. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Like, I don't have no problem with that.
Can I say that it doesn't always need an apology, though? Sometimes it can just require clarification.
Kenny, you speaking truth right here, buddy.
You know what I'm saying, Ro? Like, we all are agreeing that Jamie didn't say anything.
But the apology is not for the satisfaction. From my perspective, my apology wouldn't be for the satisfaction of that person. My apology would just be simply because you brought something to my attention and I care about you.
But what I'm saying is, so I'm
willing to say, yo, I apologize if I offended.
Well, what I'm saying is, sometimes I don't think an apology is necessary. Sometimes a clarification is necessary, and it's not necessarily being defensive. It's you said this. No, actually, I said this, and why I said this was blah 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 blah.
Right, but we can't say that for Jamie Foxx because we speculating about his situation.
No, I understand.
We looking at his. We looking at his situation.
He was very explicit.
I know. I'm saying we looking at his situation, saying he shouldn't be apologizing, and I'm saying he got to make that decision for himself.
I agree with you. I'm saying I agree with that.
To apologize, then let him apologize.
I never said in our text that he shouldn't. I literally said.
I know Morgan did.
Considering what Jamie just came out of, he might just be on some, I just want peace. You know what I'm saying? And I can respect that. Sure. But for me, I spoke on me. I don't forgive my language. I don't give a flying fuck what's going on. And I let y'all niggas know on a regular. I'm not that. I'm not apologizing for being me. I'm not apologizing for being black. If I truthfully offended you, we can have a conversation and we can try to come to understanding. That don't mean I'm about to bow down, buck down, or belittle myself for nothing. My kids watch me. I stand on my principles. I stand on who I am. And that's just me. That's just the bottom line. If you got legitimate, and I mean it better be legitimate. You know what I mean? But anybody can approach me for a conversation. I'm about that all day long. But what we not finna do is have me on pins and needles about living life or speaking what I need to speak or feel like I need to express simply because you want to pick and choose where your feelings get hurt at. I'm not your man, your woman, your mama, your father. I'm none of that. So I ain't got time to cradle you, cuddle your nuts, pause, or try to make you feel better to tell you to put your big boy, big girl shorts on. And as a people, we done been through way too much for me to be having a lot of time being sensitive to everybody else's issues who could care less about what it takes to just walk down the street and be who we are. Again, like I said, there's so many things as black people we could be offended by. But like Morgan said, we had to grow tough skin and start figuring out what's worth it and what's not. And some people still cry about lame things and small things. But as a whole, we were ignored for so long. We started learning to move forward and just do what we had to do. So my advice to them folks, figure it out. Figure it out. Because at some point in time, you just talking, you crying wolf. And at some point in time, the results ain't going to be no apology. That's just what it is. Thankfully, I'm a broke nigga who ain't got to worry about nobody cutting my finances, my paper, my none of that. I ain't never depend on that, and I'm not going to. So for me, the bottom line is this. You ever hear me say something, you can come and talk to me. But guess what? If it's something stupid, I'm gonna gracefully shake your hand and say, get the fuck out of my face, cuz I got better things to do, period. That's on my mama's mama. You know what I mean? With a smile. I ain't even angry about it. Now let me take my Malcolm X's off and get out the way so y'all brothers can continue the conversation. I love y'all.
So I'm gonna soften that a bit. Damn, bro. No, I do think sometimes apologies are necessary because sometimes. Hold on, Ro. Hold on. Hold on, Wally. Hold on, Wally.
No, I'm just taking my glasses off. I'm still here. I just took my Malcolm X's off.
I do think there are times where maybe we can say things like sometimes a word that somebody might use, it might mean something and mean something different. And if I say it and then somebody comes, yeah, I didn't really like that word that you used. It means this to us. Then I could be like, okay, my bad. I didn't know. That's one thing. But I agree with you. Like I said, I do agree. And I do believe that sometimes we need to just talk and it doesn't require an apology. Sometimes it just requires like understanding. It's, hey, I didn't mean that. I meant this. And then it also takes from the other side to go, okay, you didn't mean that, we cool. And it doesn't necessarily take an apology. To me, an apology, yes, you can apologize if like you accidentally did something that you didn't mean to do, like you're using the stepping on somebody's foot analogy. But there are also times where, again, if I'm Jamie, I wouldn't have said nothing. And if somebody did approach me, I'd be like, listen, if you read the entire message, you will understand that I was not talking about Jewish people. And I would just take it on a person by person basis. I'm not coming out to the rest of the world to apologize for something that was written right there. That'd be like me saying, I hate the Dallas Cowboys, but I like Dak Prescott. And then somebody says, you hate all the Dallas Cowboys? I'd be like, no, I said I hate the Dallas Cowboys, but I like Dak Prescott. Either you just decided not to read the other half, or you can't read, or you just want to be mad. And I feel like that's where we are in this world right now. And again, to piggyback on what Morgan was saying, people just want to be upset. People want to be mad. They're looking for a reason to get online and talk about how mad they are about things. They're just looking for it. And when they get the smallest morsel, they gonna dig into it and get at people and everything. And I'm with Wally. Sometimes us black folks get mad about stuff that it really ain't something to be mad about. Like, and that's just what. So again, I agree with you, Ro, that it's okay to apologize when you feel that just because you didn't mean to hurt somebody's feelings, but you did. I am not against that, but also I'm with Wally. If I say what I meant and I was very concise and I provided context, that's it. That's all. That's the end of the conversation. I'm mad about things.
Thank you for sharing that,
We
Bishop.
appreciate that.
We appreciate you feeling open enough to be able to share that with us.
We appreciate
So yeah, so like I was saying yesterday, I didn't say okay. So what I said, if I was in Jamie's shoes, to clarify what Ro was talking about earlier, I said if I was in Jamie's shoes, I would give a statement that I don't know if it would necessarily be. It will be an attempt to come to some understanding versus it being an apology. Because I'm with Ro, I'm the same way. If I offended you and I know that I genuinely didn't mean to offend you, I don't mind being like, "Hey, that wasn't my intent," and then explaining that wasn't my intent. The problem with the world right now and the society that we live in right now, which is where I get where Wally's coming from, uh, this harkens back to when something similar happened with the Kyrie situation, right? It's different contextually in some ways, but the similarity is me saying why I know why. No, just hear me out. What I mean is when we had that conversation, I said that I clearly understand why Kyrie was standing 10 toes when he was talking to the media. When the media was trying to get him to back down and he bowed his back as a black man, like, nah, y'all not about to make me say you're not listening to what I'm saying. I understand the sentiment, Javon, but you're not listening.
I didn't
Just
say
listen to what I'm
anything.
saying.
I'm listening to you.
My point is, as a black, where Wally's coming from is that as a black man, as a black person in this country, period, there are different lines and different conversations and different things that we are automatically expected to do in this country just to keep the peace. We do it every day, all the time. So there are some of us, Wally just explained to us that he's one of them. If I know that I didn't do anything to offend you, yet you took offense, we can have a conversation. But ain't gonna be no me just apologizing and bowing my head and making myself low every time just because you offended. I don't have time for that. I'm not gonna live my life like that because you for sure are not getting ready to live your life like that concerning me. And we know as African Americans in this country, black, whether you're a man or a woman, you are going to be the last one that has anybody adjust their lifestyle for you and to have any respect for how you feel about anything. That's a fact. I don't care what part of life you look at. So I understand completely where Wiley's coming from on some. Yeah, no, I'm not apologizing these much because number one, like you said, contextually, you sound stupid right now. I understand where you're coming from. Like Rose said, I understand where you're coming from. All right, you took some offense because this has been used before. I'm not them. Don't put me in that same lump with them just because I made a clear statement that you chose to take somewhere else. I don't have time for that, and I'm not about to kowtow for you to and bend my back just to make sure everything seems okay to you. So that's why I said. So that's why I said for me personally, I don't know that I would necessarily. I would have been seeking understanding in my statement. So I would have said if you took offense to what I said, I contextually said what I meant. Everything that I meant is right here in this post, and I'm specifically talking about fake friends, which is clear from my initial statement. If you took it somewhere else, that seems like a personal problem, and that was not my intent to make you upset. If you want to have a conversation, cool, but I don't know that that's something I need to apologize for. You know what I'm saying?
Please don't put this in the same context as Kyrie because this is two different things.
You waited all that time just.
You damn right. I had to make sure you knew that.
What was Jamie Foxx's apology though? Because I didn't see that either.
He made a. I'm not looking it up. He made an apology. It was a paragraph, maybe. He made an apology. Said he pretty much was like, "I didn't. What if you guys took offense? If you took offense to this statement, I didn't mean it that way. I apologize. I love everybody. Thank you." That's pretty much it. That's the surmising of what he said. Jennifer Aniston became something else because again, she came out and was like, "Hey, wait a minute. I didn't like it. Somebody liked it. I don't know how it got liked, but I didn't do it. And I want to make it completely clear, I love Jewish people. I'm gone now. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a thing. Like she trying to save her career. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, because she ain't want nobody coming for her. It is what it is when it comes to that. But again, I completely understand and respect where Wally's coming from, especially as a black man. Like, and I understand what he said earlier. Like I got kids that are watching me. You know what I'm saying? Like. You don't want to be,
but I mean there are levels to it. But my whole point was there are levels to it. Like there are times where you can apologize, and there are times you can be like, "Nah, man, I said what I said."
Yeah, and exactly. There's levels of stuff. There's context to every situation.
But you got to be willing to take it though.
Pause.
Like, I mean, you ain't have
definitely
to do that.
pause.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's where your mind is.
I'm gonna apologize if I offended you or hurt your feelings by saying pause, Javon.
You didn't hurt my feelings. I'm sorry. I apologize that I made you feel that way.
Now, see, this is an environment where this is an environment where
look at all
this is an environment where I give apologies because y'all niggas like me. I mean, maybe you don't consider yourself niggas, but you know, for me, you my niggas. Now, if somebody else was in here, I don't know. I might be a little hesitant. But you know,
I know you would.
You know,
I know you would.
I'm still tripping.
So yeah,
it's like again, Kyrie Irving.
To see,
let's leave Kyrie out of this, man.
You see how Dan? You see this?
Because
do you see this?
Because I didn't make the face first. Because Diddy made the face first. So
I'm just
Diddy
saying,
was like this. Diddy went.
I'm just saying.
I ain't say nothing though, and I ain't going to. Hey, I love Kyrie. I just ordered me some Kyrie's.
Anyway,
I'm just saying this.
Hey, but y'all saw them new LeBrons is coming out though, right? Y'all saw the 21. Y'all saw the 21.
You about to mess around and get put
nothing to do with what we here to talk about.
Y'all ready to do the list? Let's do the list.
Y'all want to do the list?
Let's do the list. He putting up his.
Was y'all gonna answer
his watch?
Y'all said something about somebody's question earlier, Morgan.
We can talk about that after, because then you know.
Oh, Paige. I gave a quick answer. No, I haven't had anybody say that I stole their idea pretty much for a comment.
I wish a nigga would.
And if they did, I would quickly put that down.
I wish a nigga would tell me I stole their idea.
Kyrie lost me with the flat Earth stuff. Hey, listen, I made an example yesterday to Rose.
Let's just leave Kyrie and Earth alone. Let's go ahead to that good old list.
You're right. You're right. Because I could definitely stay on.
I don't know if Ro got to write a list because you sent this so late that you know.
Bro, you do about this show all day, so I don't want to hear it. You do about it all day because Morgan posted.
He done known about it for 2 days. They've been talking trash to me for 2 days.
Morgan posted that image this morning, so you had all day.
Yeah, I didn't make a list.
Well, you got.
I haven't been on social media all day. I've been living my life, doing my thing.
Wow.
My bro's a disruptor, bro. You hear that? He said, "I'm coming on this show."
Wait. But if you hear,
you know what? I'm not apologizing for it either. I'm not.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's the road. That's the road that I want.
I see you, black man.
I want to see.
I see you, black man.
I want to see that.
Wait, what the hat? Throw the hat up.
Yeah, I'm swimming in the water.
Chair, man. Get your chair.
I'm swimming in the water to help that row. I'm in the water right now.
Bro, I had your back, man.
God.
Damn it,
man.
I love it.
Diddy, go ahead and do your list, man. We doing top 5 fight songs.
Me first. That bumped me up a little bit. Dang.
My man said, I ain't got no list. I'm here. I'm in here.
I'm just being honest with you. All my songs hip hop. All my songs.
I ain't bring no list. I ain't doing no list, nigga.
Now look, listen. I wasn't gonna come on, and then
wait a minute.
I heard Javon's like, hey, Javon, where you at? Where you at? And then Wally
was helping
said,
you.
Nah, I'm here. So I said,
wait a minute. Time out.
But I
didn't even know you were coming on the show until they brought it up.
But Ro, on I also put out there that Morgan didn't send us the link, so you know what I mean. Like, I
was helping you, bro.
All right, I got it.
Where's my chair? Get the link from Javon.
Where's my chair?
First?
For this fight.
Top 5 fight songs.
Me, man.
One of these might be cheating, but it's mine. So,
all right, hold on. Let me prepare myself. Go ahead.
Number 5.
I'm gonna play my songs too. I'm gonna play a snippet of mine.
I wanted to play them, but last time we did that, we got strikes, so I ain't doing it.
Yeah, we did.
We did, didn't we?
Wow.
Number 5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play them since we.
The Mortal Kombat theme song. The Mortal Kombat joint. The what you call it? You know what I'm saying?
You ain't got to explain no further.
Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. Number 4.
Ain't nobody pumping that in the whip though. But go ahead.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
That's got to be on everybody.
That's my joint. Let the bodies hit the. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Mortal Kombat.
I know Wally didn't put that on his list, but that's got to be.
Who is that?
That's got to be on somebody's list.
Let the bodies hit the floor. I don't even. Is that Limp
Man,
Bizkit? I
what
don't even
is
know.
the group, bro? God,
I think it's
bless.
Limp Bizkit. I think
Go
it's
ahead,
Limp Bizkit.
man. Number 3. Jesus.
Number 3. Nuck If You Buck is at my number 3.
Now we
Nuck If
talking.
You Buck.
I understand.
Number
that.
3.
I understand that.
That's
language.
one that's got to be on your list too.
Go ahead, man.
Number 3.
Nah,
Number
leave
2
him
for me.
for me.
Number 2 for me is think the Eye of the Tiger. Putting the Eye of the
That was
Tiger.
a
in
terrible.
What was that?
That was a terrible
right now.
rendition.
That was
of the,
What is
terrible.
happening right
the
now?
beginning of it. That was terrible. You should have did that
That
part.
don't
That
make
Don't
first
ever
part
do
was
that
terrible.
again. Don't
That
ever.
joint make you want to take on the world.
No,
And
it
then number
doesn't.
one-
No, not today.
Number 1, you're outside at a club when you think I'm a punk. I ain't never scared.
Bone Crusher.
Bone Crush.
Bone
Okay.
Crusher. That's it. That's my list.
All right. I'll go.
Just don't do the guitar no more and everything.
Yeah,
Bro,
else.
don't ever do that again.
Bro, you got
Mortal
you
Kombat.
put
theme.
Eye of the Tiger over Nuck If You Buck.
That's some craziness.
Oh, my list
Yeah.
ain't in order. So
I'm never
Man,
talking
you got
to
time
again.
to put it in order, man.
Nah.
Wally. We got.
I'm
you got
with
time.
Ro. I fuck that. I ain't putting it in order. Just getting y'all fired.
Dang, everybody's standing on it tonight.
At least
Okay,
Wally got a list. I ain't even bring it
That's
in.
why,
So.
Yeah.
that's why y'all ain't getting invited back. It'll be another 6 months before y'all come on.
third and last show.
Yeah, niggas, man.
It'll be
These
another.
Third
niggas
and
is
last
niggas
show.
tonight,
Hey, it's
boy.
cool.
Don't even worry about
Yeah,
These
I
niggas is
accepted
niggas
that. I
tonight,
accepted
man.
that when I finally got. I had accepted I was gonna sit here and watch the whole show with no links. So I'm at least me and Ro made
All right,
it.
I'm gonna go.
Let me explain for Brevin. I put Eye of the Tiger higher because Nuck If You Buck make you want to fight one small group of people. Like whoever's next to you gonna get it. Eye of the Tiger make you want to fight a whole system.
All right,
the
Danny,
city,
stop talking.
the government.
You're not helping yourself.
It's not doing.
You
You're
are
not.
not
It's not
helping
doing what you
yourself.
think it's doing. Just like the little
I
guitar you
love
did.
you, man.
It's
Stop
not
it.
helping.
Y'all
It's
got
not helping.
my list. It's my list. I ain't apologizing
Yeah, it
for
is.
it.
You know.
Stand
You
on
know.
it.
Good.
All right,
God,
no.
bro.
All right, I'm gonna do
No
mine.
black card, but stand on it.
My 5
Oh,
songs.
God.
I don't got no. I don't have no rock songs. I got all hip hop
Wait,
songs.
Adam said the name of that group is Drowning Pool.
Drowning Pool.
Is that right? Do I see that
I
right?
don't know. I just know it from the movies. That's it. Number 5. All right, number 5.
God bless you.
Young Bloods. Damn. That's
Yeah,
my
I
number
like
5.
the Young Blood.
Good one.
Number
a good
4. Man, my kids can't hear me, but move. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way, Mr. Ludacris. Number 3. I don't know how this ain't on y'all list. This been starting fights for decades. Slam by Onyx.
Yep. Marsh Pit fights. Yep.
Number 2, Never Scared, Bone Crusher. Man, I was in Atlanta when that came out. It was a good time. It was a good time to be in the club. And then number 1, I don't know how Danny had this at number 3. That it baffles my mind, but there is not a black person alive that don't feel like fighting every single person in front of you.
Right. Fight a whole drove people.
Nuck If You Buck, dude. Nuck If You
Fight everybody.
When that song was
Fight everybody. Don't matter who it is.
Everybody. Your boy can be standing right next to you.
Maybe those white guys on the dock in Alabama had just listened to Nuck If You Buck.
Nah, this is why y'all fighting today.
Listen, when that dude threw his hat up in the air, every black person there heard Nuck If You Buck in their mind. Every single one.
I specifically heard. I come in the club, shaking my dress. That's what I heard.
You heard
when I saw
you heard Diamond. You heard Diamond's verse, huh?
That's the hardest verse in there.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know about
my
that.
favorite verse is not close.
No, my favorite is the first dude. That dude came in hard, boy. You on that song, you had to come in hard. He came in hard.
Favorite verse.
Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know the verses to that song. Stop lying. You know the.
You don't know the verse to Eye of the Tiger.
We literally.
Do you know the verse to Eye of the Tiger?
Oh, Eye of the Tiger.
You don't know the. You don't know the.
You want to go? You want to go next? You want to go last?
I'm gonna go ahead.
You don't know the verses to Let the Bodies Hit the Floor.
Ain't that it? That's not it.
Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and go.
We're doing a country banjo.
I'm gonna go, and because I'm rebellious and a nigga, I don't got no numbers. So
I'm a number them. So
whatever order they come out your mouth. Word go on.
That's
You damn right.
the order
That's
you
cool.
get.
That's cool. I'm so black. My card. I don't even got a card. I'm the card. So let's keep it moving.
Wow.
That's
So
terrible.
my list is
Wow.
It's
Wally,
my fight.
Wally, you my boy, but that was
He said
terrible.
that was terrible. That was
I
Hey,
can't
listen.
give you that one.
Listen, I stand on it.
I can't give you that
Ain't no
one.
apologies, and I won't looking for no approval. I love y'all, but I don't need no approval.
But as your friends, we gotta let you know.
Indeed. But I'm gonna say that in another session too. So just accept it. So my fight is a little different than some fights. Danny was fighting the guitar, and some people fighting people. So my fight's a little bit different. Public Enemy, Fight the Power.
I knew you was gonna say that. As soon as you made that distinction, I was like, the first one coming out of his mouth.
Got to go there. 3-6 Mafia, tear the club up.
Okay.
Now my man Pastor Troy, no more playing GA.
Oh, that's my yes.
Honorable mention would be
wait,
vice
wait,
versa,
wait,
but we're
wait,
gonna
what
say
was-
no more playing GA.
I like Champion better.
I like vice versa, boy. But what was number 4?
That was number 3, Pastor Troy. No more playing GA.
I know, but what was number 4?
Oh, number 4 would be Crime Mob, Knuck If You Buck.
Number 4?
Hold on.
Wait, you said
Wait,
you
you
Lil
didn't say that
Jon.
one yet.
Well, that's Morgan moving me forward. He moving me ahead.
No. I was moving you back.
Started at
No,
1.
he went back. You started at 5.
They go from
Oh,
5
well,
to 1.
Look,
Here we
I'm
go.
just reading off the list. So
What's
I
the
know
second
he
one
was
you read?
asking you to.
What's the second one you read?
the second one I said was 3-6 Mafia, tear the club up.
Okay.
All right, 3-6 Mafia.
Then we got Pastor Troy, no more playing GA. Honorable mention would be vice versa, but no more playing GA. Crime Mob, Knuck If You Buck. And again, my fight a little different sometimes. Outcast Liberation.
Okay. I like Champion. When that Pastor Joy put that Goldberg beat on, I was like, all right,
Right.
that joint hard. That joint
I'm sorry.
hard as hell.
One more honorable mention. It ain't on the list. Just the honorable mention. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get to
All right, Outcast. What was the Outcast one?
Liberation.
Liberation.
All right. That's all right. You can put Wally's up, and then I do mine. I respect that list. All right. Number 5 for me. Yeah. Wait. Well, it's Lil. I got Lil Jon down there, but I think Youngbloods is in it. You don't give a damn. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, damn.
That's Youngbloods, right?
That's damn. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's my number 5. Yeah. I'll change that on the thing. Number 4, Bone Crusher, Never Scared. I think my favorite line in that entire song is when T.I. I'm a bankhead nigga. I'll take your cookies. That is my favorite verse of the whole thing.
I'm
Number
gonna say
3.
something that would have got me canceled right then, but
I'm glad that you did not. Please don't. Please do not, man. Dang, bro, you'd have been real
There you
black.
go. Get your own podcast to do that, okay?
God almighty,
I was
bro.
waiting for it. As soon as he finished that line, I was waiting for Wally to go pause. I was waiting for it.
Come on, man.
I was actually gonna do that
Anyway.
in the Riley voice. Nigga, you never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, please don't. Please
Come on,
don't.
man. We tried to stay
Please
on the
don't.
air, man. Come on now. Come on, man.
God,
My
man.
apologies.
Number 3.
I apologize now. You happy? It's y'all.
Number 3, man. Dang. This dude about to get number 3. Lil Scrappy and Trillville.
That's a good one.
Never ever. Bitch, nigga, you can never ever. Boy, I will fight. All right, that's my number 3. Number 2, MOP, Annie Up. How did nobody have Annie Up on their list but me?
Can I be honest with you? I really don't listen.
Somebody in
Go
the
ahead,
comments had it on their list.
Sheesh,
I only
boy,
like
that's gotta
Annie
be
Up.
on your list.
Like Buster's part. Once Buster's part, I'm out.
The original joint's fire too.
I just say, well, Buster.
I honestly like the
Buster's
original one
part.
more
I
than
ain't
the
gonna lie to
remix.
you.
I like the original one more than the remix,
Oh,
to be
you
honest with
crazy.
you. But
Yo, Kenny said he arranged Liberation. You're engineer? That's
number 1 is obvious. I mean, Crime Mob, Knuck If You Buck. I have not witnessed. There's no song in my life that I witnessed more fights to. I'm talking about abrupt fights. I'm talking about everybody was at peace before
Everybody
that song
was
played.
chill.
Everybody was minding their business, bro. They were just chilling, and then that song came on, and just mayhem happened. Like it was insane. Vice Versa was definitely close on my list, but when you read the lyrics of Vice Versa, you could take it as because it's a paradox for him. The whole song is a paradox. That the whole thing is about that war that you have inside yourself and outside of yourself. Like it's so you could do it that way, but it's not like directly. Yeah, I don't know. But vice versa, the music alone, just the like you already be like in a mind space when that come on. So that was definitely close to me. B.I.B.I.
Wait, more. This dude got to give his list.
Who?
Ro, you got one?
Bro said, he told you I ain't got
Can
no
you do it?
list.
Calm down, black
I'm
man.
not doing a list, and I'm not apologizing. Like, man, y'all got me on my Wally
like
shit right now. Yo.
Niggas.
all day. NIGGAZ.
Y'all got some
Niggas
great
be
niggas.
niggas.
I love y'all list, bro. Great job.
So racist, bro.
Great job.
That's mad racist, bro.
Hold on, let me type my list.
Wait a minute, Ro's from Atlanta. You should be able to drop like 8 off the top of your head.
Hey, to be honest with you, I could have Knuck If You Buck and 4 songs of Lil Jon's on easily.
Hey,
on my list.
Listen, I would have put the other little scrappy song. I would have put No Problem.
Check it.
Never ever is for me. Never ever is like, and I've seen instant reaction from that song too. Like I'm talking about, I don't care where you're at. The way that starts, once you hear that stomp, whoosh, 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 whoosh. Get on my level. Like it literally starts there. Like that song is.
I could have put Hard in the Paint by Waka Flocka.
Yeah, that's one.
That man,
I'm trying to understand why the list ain't pop up in what happened? What happened?
I'm typing it in, bro.
I see Wally. I see your list.
I guess.
I already put your list up there.
I don't see it.
I see it. Public Enemy.
Man, you be saying what you want to see.
I'm about to screenshot.
You see that now?
I'm tired of showing receipts for Morgan. He be swearing.
Man, how everybody see it but you though?
Ain't no more playing GA. I could have put Wild Out by the Locks. Jesus.
I would accept that. I would accept that.
I think Morgan just took me out the chat. That's all.
Head Buster.
Everybody looking at your list right there, bro.
Hey, I just showed you my picture of what came on my end. There it is. No, it's not.
This is a feud. It's a feud right now.
It is.
I'm gonna need y'all to we need to turn on Knuck If You Buck and just let y'all hit him.
Nah, you know what it is, Morgan, my bro, right? But
there ain't no stairs around.
Ever since he started getting racist, everything just
the
balance changed, man. Like I don't know. He was like, man, can't be hanging with these new niggas or the old ones, So
you just be making stuff up. Just as you go, you making it up. That's crazy.
Hey, Rose, Scarlet Ranger 2 done?
Yeah,
I heard you was giving out sneak peeks and
Scarlet Ranger 2 is complete. We are finishing up, getting ready to start shipping out very, very soon. And is that
I don't know who told him about a
sneak peek, Javon? That's what you.
What happened?
I don't know who told him about a sneak peek, but it wasn't me.
We know who it was.
I didn't do it.
We know.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. Of everybody on this show right now,
it wasn't
anybody is gonna tell something that they ain't supposed to talk about.
Yeah, we know.
I think we all know who that is.
Yeah, we all know who that is. Yeah, that's without question. We know. We know.
Literally. I mean, you gonna throw your chair at your computer?
Leave the chair.
Feel free to throw your chair at your computer, sir.
Yo, has anybody photoshopped Joe Jackson like the? Has anybody done that yet?
Did y'all see the Martin Luther King monument with it Photoshop holding the chair?
Yeah.
The Harriet one was better. The Harriet one was crazy,
bro.
They had Harriet like in a picture with a hand out and somebody put the chair right there, bro. I said, dang, that's crazy,
bro.
Somebody put the joint in the what's the name of the
end game one was hilarious where Steve is like giving the shield and he's like, nah, son, I already got my shit.
On your right, on your left.
Oh man. Oh man. Wait, Wally, what you got coming out, man? What books you got coming out?
I got this new album called The Fucks I Never Gave. I'm gonna try to drop that for Christmas, but I gotta talk to my publishers about the album title first.
I'm over here trying to help this man.
That sounds perfect for Christmas.
You talking about comic book? Oh, okay, yeah. All right, my bad.
That was perfect for Christmas.
So aggressive.
So you got a book coming out called All the Fucks He Never Gave.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a book since that's what we do on the show. Yeah,
He got a book called Super Bastard, bro.
Super Bastard and
Oh
King
yeah,
Supreme.
when you told me about that, I was waiting for it. I'm like, all right, at some point he gonna put it out.
Yeah, this coming. I'm pushing for the end of the year, but I ain't giving no dates until I know that it's about to be sent. Plus, you know, King Supreme is Danny's bastard stepchild, so I don't want to,
Wow.
You know,
I saw that. You heard that straight, Danny?
Wow.
Listen,
Woo.
Wow.
Wally has told us in multiple meetings that he does not even send me stuff for King Supreme. I couldn't share King Supreme if I wanted to because I ain't even
That's crazy.
Danny don't take care of that child. Ace Blade is his number one.
I got a whole map.
Crazy.
I got a whole map on the wall up here with King Supreme supporters that I done been sending out and everything, bro. I listen.
Danny, he said you don't give it.
I heard the hurt in his voice. What's good, Marshall?
I did.
He said you don't give a damn about King Supreme.
What's good, my boy?
I did the science on why Danny really made that map. He wanted to show me and Moore who was really the boss by all the purple pins that was put inside of that joint.
Wow.
I mean, that's what you got from the message.
Hey, listen, hey Wally, Danny don't send me issues of King Supreme to sell. He sent me issues of Ace Blade.
Wow.
See?
Hey,
that's fact.
He don't care about
That's
you do a cover for King Supreme.
Marshall,
You gotta
what
talk
up, bro?
Wally.
Hey, you didn't ask me for a cover for King Supreme. You asked me for a cover for Ace Blade.
And he know he ain't gotta ask me nothing about no cover. When has Danny ever asked anybody for permission to do anything?
Wally just sent me the pages for King Supreme.
That's true.
He just sent me the page. I couldn't even print them.
He didn't. I did a cover for Black Rose. He ain't even asked for King Supreme.
See what I'm saying? And everybody in here know that Danny don't ask nobody permission for nothing. If Danny gonna do it, it's gonna be done. Except for
he'll ask
for 10%.
He'll ask with no intent on listening.
No, it's an ask
to whatever you say.
It's an ask for permission, knowing that he's already started.
Going to do it right. There it is.
Correct.
How y'all feel about such and
Danny
such?
was chilling the entire show, and then the bullets just came flying.
Looking at my clock.
Stop looking at your clock, man. Stop looking at my clock. You take this. You take this. You take it.
This clock.
Come on, man. When can we get more King Supreme? I just want to know. When we get more King Supreme? When we get more King Supreme, Danny? I can't ask Wally, so I'm gonna ask Danny. When we get King Supreme?
Now you can ask Danny about the cover. You can't ask him about nothing else because the rest of that come back to me. But yeah, I'm pushing real hard for December, but I don't want to say no date until I know I'm at that place where it's like this is rap. You know what I mean? Like, because putting a lot of heart, soul, and blood into both of those books. You know what I mean? I will say though, Black Star Trek be dropping sometime in September. You know what I'm saying? Black Star Trek Volume 2 for those that know. Black Kurt.
Star Trek.
Oh yeah, Black Kurt is the man.
Never heard of that.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't never told me about that.
You got to show them the cover for that though, because that crap is flames.
Black Star Trek.
You got to.
I've never heard of that, bro. You told me about Super Bastard before you told me about anything.
Well, Black Star.
You got to show the cover for that while they like immediately, because that joint's flames.
I don't even know where it's at, but it's here somewhere.
So
wow, sound like a bastard stepchild situation to me.
Nah, I just sound like I sold out of them, but I ain't selling.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't.
All right, talk your ish, man. Talk your ish.
I ain't even got one.
Said, no, I'm sold out.
He said I'm sold out. He said
I ain't got
near
one.
I ain't.
I ain't got near one.
I
ain't selling like for a while moving right now, but you know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to be like Wally. Wally ain't even got copies of his own book.
I'm still on the streets. Still out here.
I'm trying to be like Wally.
I'm about to put this list up in the group so we can get some votes.
I'm trying to be like Wally. Roe got a book coming out. I don't even got a book coming out just yet.
Yeah, Marshall, I'm putting blood in it. Not that type of blood.
All right.
When Lumberjacks coming out, man? Come on now. You waiting for more Lumberjacks?
Hey,
I'm coming for everybody.
I've been seeing them pages coming out.
What's that?
I
can't see.
The only copy I got a Black Star Trek in the physical, but it's
show the cover, bro.
It's something like that.
I've seen that cover before.
I do for the fun,
Good God,
my man Black Kurt, he be out here flying around in space, meeting these space women's. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make the world a better place. Boldly taking hip hop music where no street niggas tracks have gone before. That's why it's called Black Star Trek.
Okay, all right.
What,
Danny? When we get more Ace Blade, man? Come on now.
Hopefully by the end of the year. I'm working on 7 and 8. Hey, the thing's gonna come out. Hey, I'm not doing the Kickstarter until it's done though. Me and Morgan might have something coming up.
Oh snap!
Okay,
I'm not even aware of this.
You see
So
what I mean?
talking
Morgan
about-
don't even know what they ain't talking about, but he's included.
Nah,
That's
it
crazy.
was Morgan's idea. He said we might do a double Kickstarter again.
Oh.
He's the one who said it.
yeah, I did.
Hey, what else we got coming from Ro? Ro, you gotta have something else, man. Or you just all in on Scarlet Ranger?
Don't you spoil it, bro.
Yeah,
Don't you do it.
Yeah, I can't. I got some things in the works. That's what I'm gonna say.
Damn, man, I can't even know.
Don't
Damn,
do
dude.
it. Don't do it.
I'm not-
You ain't the only one in this thing.
I'm just asking, man.
You gotta say something.
Damn, dude.
Um,
All right.
What about you,
Lumberjack-
Javon? What you got coming out?
I'm
Man.
telling you, dang.
Let me think.
You all up in everybody else's business?
Pressing us.
Well,
too.
we're finishing up this heat wave, this tour,
Heat wave, yeah.
and then I got 5 books I want to put out next year.
Let's go.
Five.
5.
Dog, you about to be in the basement by yourself.
Yeah, you better.
I'm not drawing them though. I'm not drawing
That's
them.
madness.
I'm
You
doing
gonna use AI?
strong number. No, I found.
Why, Danny? See? Why?
He got
Oh,
me.
Daddy,
That was
Daddy
a good
said.
one. That was a good one.
You trying to put out 5 books? You got this up, bro.
Then he got his hat on where he don't need it. He just said,
That was a good one. You got me.
"Do the bat signal quickly."
Nah, I got
Good, boy.
3 books next year that I want to draw
Yeah,
and
that
do.
was crazy.
That was perfect, Danny.
And then I
That was crazy.
2. I'm gonna do the Strong series, and Heat number 0.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna be at like a million other places next year too, hopefully.
I have. All right. So
Y'all
Lumberjack
attended
number 4.
Comic-Con in Raleigh last weekend. Hey, don't bring that up, man. Don't bring that up, man.
See, don't do
Don't
that.
bring it up,
Well,
Brevin.
no, he's asking genuinely though, so he probably.
They weren't there. Man.
No, we did not go, Brevin. I will tell you offline so that I don't further sully people's ears with.
Where else?
My ear.
Where is everybody going to be going next? That's a better question.
Not GalaxyCon.
Nope. Not that.
I'm trying so hard to stay away.
Not that. We won't be going there.
Now, if we want to talk about some niggas
Hey,
that owe an apology, them niggas owe an apology.
Hey,
I
the,
might,
the,
you-
the opinions
hey,
of Morgan Iverson,
hey.
Danny Quick, and Wally are not the opinions of Javon.
Nah,
I would love to
hey,
make it to
we 10 toes on
GalaxyCon at
this too,
some point.
man.
Y'all holla at me.
We 10 toes
yeah,
on this too.
these are not
Y'all
these
10
brothers-
toes on it.
These
They ain't
are
done
not
nothing to
these
me.
brothers' opinions, but Wally say, "Fuck them niggas." My bad.
I didn't say that.
That's me.
Didn't
Come
say
on,
that.
man.
Wally said, I hope y'all niggas watch it.
I would
Yeah.
love to be
Hey.
invited. I just won't point that out. So
Hey, listen.
Them niggas.
Be that as it may,
that ain't.
we need an apology, bro.
Oh my
Hey,
a fact.
bro, where
I-
you about to be?
that's no
Bro,
cap.
where you about
That is
to?
hilarious.
Where you about
No
to be,
cap
bro?
there.
Javon, I'm sorry.
I'm not
We
gonna be
dirtied
at
up your house, but fuck them
Dirty.
niggas.
You ain't
at
dirty in my house.
GalaxyCon,
My
nigga.
house is clean, sir.
I just
My
ain't
house
want,
is
you know,
clean.
people at GalaxyCon, just know that none of these brothers speak for the nigga Wally McNair. He's saying this solely of his own sane or insane mind. Fuck y'all niggas until y'all give an apology. I'm on that.
Hey, listen.
Look, here
Listen.
go Marshall.
Yeah,
Marshall
that's-
said, "What
that's-
happened at Galaxy?"
That's a
See,
long
that's what I'm
story.
saying. They gonna make.
Listen,
They gonna
we
make. us
talked
get
about
back
this
into
last
it.
show. If you want to know, go watch the last show.
They gonna make us get back into it. I'm trying not to.
Oh
man.
nah, Brevin, you.
But
I don't
we
even
it is
know- I
this
don't
is
even-
top 5 fight songs.
I don't even know Brevin, but nah, you cool. Like people, it's a deep conversation about whether we should say, not say, yada yada yada. But because of my brothers, I ain't
Y'all
gonna
can
say.
talk. I'm just gonna be quiet.
I ain't gonna say
have
too
said
much,
nothing.
but I say what I said. You know what I mean? Like, but that's for me though. If my brothers decide to go, I ain't mad. But until them niggas offer an apology, direct, or make some peanut butter sandwiches for somebody or something, I don't know. They gotta do something. They gotta do
I
something.
do like peanut butter sandwiches.
Something.
Peanut butter.
I do like peanut butter sandwiches.
Something. I don't know. Like they
the
gotta do
goal-
something
the
that's
goal-
extra.
Sandwich?
I'm just
the
saying they
goal
gotta
is
do
to
something
make-
extra.
Might be all dry.
I ain't gotta eat them.
The goal
They
is
just
to
gotta
make
make
so
them.
much ruckus. The goal is to make so much ruckus in this next year that they have no choice. That's the goal.
That's where I live, y'all. That's where I live.
Lumberjacks number 4 is close to being done, pencil and inks. Then we got to get colors. I'm shooting for the end of the year to put that out. Solitary. I'm shooting for that like April or May.
Yeah, we hear you.
Harlem number 2, yeah.
You probably about to say you about to go.
Two.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, more.
Harlem number 2 next year. Me and Wally gotta figure out, once I finish the script.
Wait,
So it's
Wally,
on
you
me
did
to do
the pencils on Harlem?
Mm-hmm. First,
Okay.
He did the
I didn't even know. I
pencils.
just did the Kickstarter. I'll be
He
forgetting.
did the pencils and inks.
Okay.
That's his cover.
Well, Javon, we know you be thinking like Jim Lee and Jay Lee the same person. So
Yeah, that's true.
what you trying to
You
say,
can't-
Danny?
We did establish
What
that.
does that mean?
We did.
I'm just saying he don't be knowing who be doing what. He just be
Oh,
like,
I
hey man,
thought you
like
talking about because their last name was. Never mind.
Niggas is nigging right
I don't
now.
know what it was.
Niggas is nigging. I just want you to know.
I just know.
All right. I just want you
I
to
just know we was
understand
at the show.
that
And I would have known.
you
if
know
Jim
how
Lee
we
was
talked
there.
about how people don't listen to the entire thing that people
Right,
say.
right.
Yeah,
Context.
yeah.
I know
Not
Jim Lee was
one of
there.
these dudes heard
Nah,
what I
Marshall.
said. They heard
Nah,
it.
Jim Lee
Marshall.
was at Heroes Con. I would have known
Nah,
about it. That's
Marshall,
all
it's
I
deeper
know.
than that. It's deeper than
They
that.
put you beside the men's bathroom. Hey, listen, man. Sometimes you sit by the men's bathroom.
I'll text you. I'll
I
text
know
you,
people who
Marshall.
sell
I'll
out.
text
Yeah, no.
you. Anyways, y'all know.
Oh, hold on, Danny.
I'm
Before
outta
you
here.
go, I want to ask you. Hey, Javon, I got a question, man.
Oh boy.
Who would you be more hesitant? I mean, you know, as you probably stay on your own no matter what, right? But if like a nigga that wear purple, a nigga that come from New Orleans by way of Ethiopia with some jewelry on his neck, or a nigga that can fly with a crown,
Nice
said he had
jewelry.
issues with you,
Nice shiny jewelry.
a nigga who could literally like move stars. Which one
Really
would you be
dope.
more concerned
Really
with
dope.
stepping
Stone.
outside with? You know what I'm saying? Like the purple
Well,
nigga.
Javon said he can take. Javon said he can take King Supreme.
No,
He
I
said
ain't
ain't no
asking could he
problem.
take. I'm just saying which one would he feel like would be more of the purple nigga or the nigga with the.
Well,
With the nice chain?
me personally, since
Mhm.
I already have the trade,
And I ain't
collection
include
for Ace Blade.
I ain't include Rose because Rose people they just trying to do some
Try to make
a great
make
thing
his
for their
grandfather
grandfather, make their grandfather proud. Right.
Hey,
Well,
we're about
Jack's just trying to make his country proud, bro.
You can't do that, Morgan. That you can't change Rose thing into this other version of yours. Like that, you can't do that.
But I like it.
He just said you copied on that man. He's like, you can't just take what the man doing.
We talk about this all the time. I like it.
He been doing it. He been doing it all week.
Yeah.
He just copied. He's like, you just copied off Roe.
Can't do it.
Listen,
But-
I love to read good stories, and I got a lot of story of Ace Blade already. I ain't got that much of.
No, I'm just saying. I didn't say no name. I just said.
I would love to hear more about Gentleman with the Crown. Just a little bit.
Okay, yeah, because he really sounded like the one.
A little bit. I mean, even the name King Supreme. I mean,
That's
Supreme
crazy,
means
He dope.
all right.
That's because I
dope.
like all these dudes, but I just don't. If I need firewood, I know who I will call.
I just
And
know that
if I wanted to cut somebody in spades, I know who I would call. And if I wanted to fight,
I just know that
intergalactic
it's canon.
niggas, I know who I would call. That's all I'm saying.
I just know that it's already canon that Ace Blade done beat both of them niggas.
No,
That's all I know.
it's canon that he beat the white boy. No disrespect to white people, but
Hey,
it's
he
canon
beat
that
the King Supreme.
he beat Roy, who was
Ace Blade beat a King
he beat,
Supreme.
He beat Roy.
I don't know which King Supreme it was.
somebody beating Timothy Jones.
They all look
and
the
like I
same.
beat Roy Jones. Like no, they got
they look
last
all the
names
same.
the
I
same.
got a
No,
lot of
it's-
literature over here, and I ain't seen Ace Blade beat Lumberjacks.
Hey, go pick up the Lumberjacks novel.
Did you buy
The
that?
seventh and the last, and look at chapter 17. See what
So
happens.
now I gotta make it. Now I gotta make a disclaimer for the people, because
Hold
Danny
on, I got the
Danny
book.
don't like telling people. There's two King Supremes. There's the one that existed before Wiley, and there's the one after Wiley. He talking about kicking the ass of the one before Wiley. I don't know, bro.
The
I don't know
difference
that,
is
this is all kind of moot because he and Strong wipe all of them. So, you know.
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot over here. We in North Carolina. It's pretty hot, and I'm sure it's hot where Roe at.
There's a lot of humidity outside.
It's
There's a
crazy.
lot of humidity. It was very humid today.
All of them.
Yeah, it was
So,
hot.
you know,
It was real hot.
very
I mean,
humid.
you know, you guys can squabble amongst yourselves.
You're absolutely correct. It was very humid today, and the humidity
it was
came
hot.
out strong.
Yeah, heat wipe them all.
The humidity came
Yeah,
out
that heat,
strong.
that fire. Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Juvenile 500 Degrees? Yeah, I like that album.
Hey, listen.
You
That's
got
great
that comic book, huh?
Great album. Great
Yeah,
album.
I remember that.
Yeah,
album.
you let me know where you see that at, Danny.
Again, see, we're in that Jamie Foxx mode where y'all just
we got a
ain't
whole
reading the
audio
whole
podcast.
thing. Y'all just hearing.
We got a whole audio podcast.
I'm not
where
listening or not
Ace Blade had
listening
a
to
run
what
in.
you're saying, Javon. I'm neither listening intentionally or accidentally to what you're saying, bro.
Hey, fellas, I'm about to get up out of here, but it's all love, man. I appreciate y'all, yo.
All right,
Hey,
brother, Ro.
All right, man. Hey, Ro, you ain't tell us where you gonna be, man. You doing any contact? Damn it, he left.
He gone.
He said, I ain't got nothing
I
to
think
say
he's gonna
to
be
you.
in North Carolina with us though in November.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, y'all got
NC Comic Con.
NC Comic Con coming up.
I
know because you told me it wasn't worth me
80.
coming down for
80, Daniel. Are you kidding me? Man, it'd be down here like
My guy,
80 ain't
my
nothing,
guy
man.
from Eastgate, the Sunday show, Wally. He reached out to me if you want to come up for the Greensboro show the next weekend. It's just a Sunday.
y'all
But
make sure y'all go
if you
vote
wanna-
in the poll too. It's up in the group.
if you want to come up, let me know.
You said
It's
you
just a
said for
Sunday
what
show.
show?
For Eastgate Comic Con, it's the 12th of November.
Oh, of
He reached
November.
out to me today. Yeah. He reached out to me today. So
Well, he said he had some more tables or something.
yeah. Your girl Stephanie's not coming, so I told him. I said, hey, I think Wally could come. You know, it ain't that far of a drive, but I didn't know. I didn't want to speak for you. So.
Yeah, now he giving us a table. He like,
yeah. I mean, he already gave us a table, but he might give us two. So
are y'all trying to do FSK Con or FS Con or whatever?
What is?
I'm doing the virtual.
Oh,
I'm doing the virtual.
That's Mike and them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, the North Carolina, because they're not doing tables. They're calling them booths instead of tables for North Carolina Comic Con. So
I'm out here, bro.
All right, Danny. The logic they gave me was if they make it booths, it'll cut down on how many people are set up, which to them should mean each person there gets more attention at their setup. But it's essentially a table being called a booth unless you get a corner spot. And so you're paying $600-700 for a table, essentially. Yeah.
Wait, how much is the booth?
The booth is going to be 600. I think it's 600 for an inline and 700 for a corner.
I will never, ever pay $600 for a table.
That's what it pretty much. You know how they'll put a table and then say you got a 10 by 10 space, but it's literally just that one table in the front.
Appreciate it, Daniel.
I will never in this life.
Make sure you go vote on the poll.
I will not do the con before I spend. I'm trying to go into a season of not paying for tables. So
yeah,
that is insane. That I can't. Jeez.
No, I definitely
head hurt.
I definitely had a conversation with him like, yo, how that work for general artists who just trying to get their feet wet in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like they willing to pay for a table, but
this is NC Comic Con?
Yeah.
Is it one day or how many days is it?
It's 3 days.
That's a lot. Even New York Comic Con.
I think it's 2 days. It's Saturday and Sunday.
Even New York Dragon Con their table ain't $600. And that's 5 days.
Listen, I done did New York, Chicago. Certain shows I can understand because of the amount of traffic that's guaranteed.
I 6?
Yeah. Marshall said 2 days. Yeah, it's 2 days.
Bruh, listen. Yeah, I mean, y'all do it. Y'all going to split a table?
Yeah, we splitting it. We splitting the corner
booth. God, dog.
Because I think the tables before was like either 150 or 200. So us splitting it is coming out to close to the same thing. But it's still like, come on, bro. Like,
it's insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had this conversation. I forget. I think it was at Springfield Comic Con, and I was talking about, I was talking to a bunch of creators. Greg Burnham was there, I think. He might not have been in the conversation, but they were talking about how, like, if you really want to be getting like invites and comp tables, like a lot of the cons, they either you gotta know somebody or you gotta have Marvel and DC or Image in your resume.
IDW helps a little bit.
IDW too. Like you gotta have a name brand in your resume. And I think, I mean, I get it.
Even then it's gonna be limited if they got too many people asking.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I understand. It's about, who brings in names and numbers, but I do think the prices for some tables have started to kind of they've gotten out of hand.
Yeah.
Especially when it's a Comic-Con and you want to invite comic book artists, because a lot of times I've been doing a lot of cons this year And a lot of the people sitting next to me aren't
They're
doing
not
comic books.
comic art. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're doing like, and nothing against the artwork. Some of it is amazing, but
Right.
it's either like people solely doing prints or like I had a young lady sitting next to me. She like crocheted little dolls.
Right.
But they were selling. And like, so I respect, their hustle. But when you think of a Comic-Con, that's why I liked Heroes Con. Like Heroes Con was really nice because it was like comics like everywhere. It was very few people doing kind of the ancillary stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like I do think tables have to kind of come back down a bit. Like I think we've kind of reached a point. I know, like there's a con here, and I didn't do it because the table was like $400.
Right.
And I was like, that's a lot for a con that's not really comic book based and more like anime based. But I talked with the guy who ran it, and he's just like, that I mean, to use the space, that's what he has to sell the tickets for or sell the tables for. Sheesh.
But if I think a few years back, I started realizing the creators are slowly.
I'll be there, Marshall.
They're slowly getting. I'm considering Baltimore. If I don't do Baltimore this year, I'll definitely do it next year. I used to do it all the time, but the creators are slowly getting. I was watching a show maybe 2 weeks ago, and there was a guy that owned a shop talking about comic book artists and writers, and he was trashing everybody. He was like, basically, they act like they important, like we important. Us that's selling the books, we the ones that's important. I'm like, well, I thought it was an ecosystem. Like, well, we all needed each other to some degree for this to exist. Like, if you don't have the books and the people that make the books, then what are you selling in the shop? Where are the statues and the figures coming from? Where are the graded books? Like, it's a chain that used to some degree respect each other. And slowly over time, it's turned into less and less concern for any of that. When I started seeing vendors and some shops that would intentionally go get prints from the internet and print them out huge to just try to undercut artists in Artist Alley, or drop prices on certain books to try to stop people from going to go buy from indie creators. And it's like, yo, why I can't bring my comic collection and throw it on the table and try and undercut what y'all doing? Like, and why would I want to? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we got to coexist in this game for it to stay, for it to continue to exist. And I do hope this weird bubble that we're in levels back off, but I fear, like most things, once it rises and it does level off, it's not going to go back where it should be. It'll just find a new norm, I guess,
Yeah, it's funny because I talked to a lot of, I've been talking to a lot of creators over this thing, and a lot of them are like, man, remember when these tables used to be free? Like they tell me all the time, like, yeah, if I was an indie dude and I just be like, I need a table, I could just get a table. And I do think a piece of that is how easy it is to be an indie creator now. Like, it's really easy. It's easier than it's ever been. I actually did a panel on this. It's easier than it's ever been. But then, be like, oh, Danny, yeah. Honestly, I've been saying it, and I'm trying to do it for next year. I'm gonna do a Comic-Con in Connecticut, in Hartford, in my hometown, for Black artists. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. I haven't been able to. I'm kind of trying to wait for this thing to kind of slow down. But anyway, for like independent creators now, I get it. Like, I totally understand from a promoter's point of view. They got to pay for the place. They got to pay for this and this and that. Like, I totally get it. But I do think a lot of the money is going towards like bringing in celebrities and everything like that. And again, I get it. You got to get people there, however you got to get there. But it would be nice if I'm an independent creator and I'm doing like these big cons, I shouldn't have to spend $300 something. It should be like $150, $200. Like, if you, no offense to the people who are out there with the little, the crochet toys and all this other stuff, but if you're a Comic-Con, if you wanted to charge them X amount, like a vendor, you want to charge them X amount, cool, bet. But like, if I'm an indie guy, like, it should be welcoming for us to come out. But again, also the quality level on indies can vary greatly. So
Right.
I get it. Yeah, inflation too. Yeah.
And you know, I mean, we get I get my fair share of free tables, but I don't go into every situation looking for that. But when numbers start jumping, especially when you start talking about travel, and you talking about the cost of travel, the cost of hotels. When I remember I used to go to Baltimore and I could get 3-4 days hotel at a beautiful price to go do that show. And as soon as they caught wind, like, oh wait a minute, this is what y'all showing up for? Prices just started jumping. And you know, the hotels ain't getting no better. They're not looking no nicer. You ain't getting nothing new given to you, but you still paying. I remember going to New York, and some places now, what I paid to go to Manhattan the first time I ever did New York, to stay in Manhattan is almost what some places are charging in places that are nowhere near, can't even begin to promise you the same numbers that you're gonna get being in New York. And it's like, come on, bro, like, what are we really doing here? Like, everybody taking advantage of everything, you know what I mean? But
yeah, it's the explosion of the genre, not the genre, but the nerd culture too, you know, because
right.
you know, Comic-Cons were busy, but they weren't busy, you know, like they are now. Musicians feel the same way about award shows and conventions. They do the same. I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it.
the arts is always getting the short end of the stick. You know what I mean? Like, it's a hard thing to deal with. But for me, I'm thankful in certain ways. Like, I'm not dependent on the shows like I may have been once upon a time, but there's still the networking aspect. There's the being out there in front of the people. But that's why I'm always saying, like, at the same time, try to build relationships with these shops that do still care about creators and do in stores and do pop-ups and do your own events like what you're talking about. Like, sometimes we just got to take it in our own hands to create these other lanes and these other avenues, because it is very saturated with people popping up with shows all over the place. People coming into the scene who are only here for the moment. They really not going to be here, you know, in a couple of years, but they're here for the moment. And you know, it's hectic, man. And even for me, I always wanted to do a documentary or something to really show what it is like to be a creator prepping for and going to a show, so that people could see the ins and outs of it.
That's a great idea.
Seriously, I think
I might have to do that at Baltimore.
I think it at least it'll show people some of what goes into it, because people think it's all fun and games. Like, they really don't know what we put into this and how hectic it gets, you know.
Bro, I'm literally, like, real talk. I'm being perfectly honest. Y'all know how many shows I've done this year. Like, I have like knee pain and back pain,
right,
from standing, because you got a lot of times, like, when you're doing cons, you got to stand up a lot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And like, sometimes you got to stand up just to get people to look at you sometimes.
Right.
You know, like I remember, I'm gonna call him out a little bit, but you know, that's my dog. Oh damn. Not the Descendants. Give me his name. Writer. I'm having a brain fart. He writes The Descendants.
I know the project, but I can't think of
Tyler.
Oh yeah.
Tyler was talking about how, you know, how his artwork, he don't even really have to sell that much. His artwork is so good that people just come to him and everything. And I'm just like, you know, that's not realistic, man. Like, you know, we all good artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will come over to look at my art. That don't necessarily mean they're gonna buy my book.
Right.
You know, even in my pitch is pretty good. You know, I've been told, but your book ain't for everybody,
right,
or everybody ain't got money. You know, so it's a lot, dude. Like, I've had friends come and actually table with me to like help me out.
Right.
And at the end of it, they're like, dude, that's like work. And I'm like, hell yeah, and you gotta do it for like 3 damn days.
And imagine if you were doing it 3 or 4 times a month. Just on the go. You know what I mean? And I will say that's the one thing. Right before we went into COVID, the last show I did in 2019, I was really sitting there like, man, I think next year I'm gonna cut back. Because at that time, I was literally doing 3 shows at the least a month. Sometimes 2 shows in one weekend if it was one-day shows. And everything hit, and it forced the slowdown. It forced the drop back, and it forced me to readjust and pivot. So you know, now moving back into doing shows, I'm really attempting to be very intentional and strategic with where I go, why I go, what I do, and figure out what makes it worth it. You know what I'm saying? Is this one about money, or is it about networking? Is this one about networking and money? Is this one even worth the time and energy? And also, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, because I'm getting younger. I don't know what it is, bro, but I'm just in a place in life where I'm not bending, I'm not kissing up to. Like, I ain't worried about, like, if we cool organically, cool. I'll build relationships through networking, but I'm not kissing ass. I'm not begging for nothing. At the end of the day, I know we are only as valuable as what they feel like they can get from us. No different than, we might look at certain shows, but we'll work a whole lot harder to get that one invite for a table than they ever have to do to get us to come through that door. You know what I mean? So,
And that's fair, because those individuals, people who, because I've gotten to sit next to like people who just like folks just come up and buy their stuff. Like, and a lot of people don't understand how sometimes, and maybe not now because I'm used to it, but like towards the beginning, that can be real disheartening.
right.
Because you might not be selling like the person next to you, and you just have to learn that, well, that person is that person. You ain't you. Actually, I wanted to do a panel on this. I was trying to get it in for one of these one of the cons. I was trying to do it for Terrificon, but they, it didn't have the time. But there are a lot of people who don't understand how to table at a Comic-Con. They don't understand how to deal with, like, okay, how do I pitch my book real quick? Because sometimes that's all you get. Sometimes you get like 15 seconds, 30 seconds to get somebody, how not to get upset, how to how to be frustrated, how to, like you said, determine which cons you need to do, which cons you need to take a chance on. Like, I've done some cons in this that I knew I wasn't going to make money on.
Right.
But I was able to mitigate the cost, and I was able to make I was able to network. And it's actually led to other things. And like, a lot of people, I didn't learn, like, I've been learning this on the fly. And it'd be nice if more people would to provide this information so that people who are trying to get in the industry aren't surprised.
Right. Right.
And I think like you said, doing a documentary, that would be awesome, man. Like, I've never seen a documentary about indie creators, like, so truly unknown creators. Like,
I was working on something before, because in my mind it was like, take 2 or 3 creators, have them showing their process to getting into the show, prepping for the show, but they're all going to the same show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that you can see even how the weekend goes for them by the time it's over. And then there was this cat that approached me. He had got a grant to do it. And he hit me like, yo, I want to do something dealing with comic creators. I'm like, yo, I got an idea what we could do. He was like, all right, we'll meet up. Let's sit down and talk. I got the funding, blah, blah, blah. And again, COVID hit. And immediately it shut everything down. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about that, because that's a great idea, man. And again, because I'm sitting at these cons and I'm sitting here going like, there's a guy I'll never forget. I was at I can't remember which con I was at, but he clearly didn't know how to sell.
Right.
He was like getting frustrated, and he was like yelling at people like, why aren't you buying my book?
Right.
And I wanted to turn around and be like, that's why, bro.
That's a big part of it right there.
Like, right there, man.
Yeah.
And, because it's an art. I give Morgan a lot of credit. I got to stand next to Morgan at Heroes Con. What's up, Vernon? I got to sit next to Morgan at Heroes Con and hear the way Morgan sold. And like, I give him so much credit because it was very natural.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it led to a natural conversation, which led to sales. Like, me and Morgan have different styles.
Right.
But I'm always learning. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I had got to stand next to you to see your sale. But standing next,
I'm the worst. Nah, but to a degree, mine is always from an organic place too. Like, I just build conversation that turns into, if they're interested already, it turns into, oh, he really a solid dude. You know what I'm saying? And then some of them I might have to work a little bit, but I used to do sales and I never liked having to do hard sales, so
Me
it
neither.
moved me away from it a bit. You know what I mean? But I mean, I respect you, Morgan, Danny, and Ro. Y'all all got different ways that y'all handle communicating with people, but it all comes across. What I respect most is I've seen those cats who are the overly aggressive
Shut up,
sellers who
bro.
get that one sale, but people never come back to them again because it was such a horrible experience that they like, yo, I just want to get from over there. You know what I'm saying? And there's a difference. There's a I hate to use the word finesse, but there's a art to selling to people. You know what I mean? And all of y'all embody it. I think it's dope. So, you know,
A
even
lot
though
of people don't know how to do that though, which is crazy. Because I'm telling you, I got to see some of it when I just start walking around. You know what I mean? When you had a con, and you just start walking around.
What was good, Ty? Keep going.
Yeah, it
I
was
won't
good.
interrupt, and I just want to say
No, you good. Just listening to how people like approach other people,
right.
and like some people, again, you give like, even when you pitch in your book, it'd be like they want to talk about the whole mythology and everything like that, and you just see people's eyes just glass over.
Yeah.
I'd be quick with mine. I tell you what it is real quick, and then I'll be like, go ahead, flip through it.
Right.
And then if you want to talk about something else, we can talk about something else. But you know what the book is about, go ahead and look through it. And
right.
You know, sometimes that don't result in sales, sometimes it do. More times than not.
And I think that's the other thing people don't realize, that we pivot a lot on the spot. Like, because you got to read people's energy, you got to figure out the body language, you got to figure out, you know, so many things about a person literally in seconds of them walking by, approaching, or even when they're standing there looking. And you know they want to come up, but for whatever reason, it's like a force field, invisible field.
It's so weird, man. That's the weirdest thing to me.
That's one of my favorite parts of the entire game, to be honest.
Well, no, but I mean, when you see like that person, like I saw this past con, there was a woman, and she was with these two guys, and they walked by, and she's like looking at the book, and she like head turned looking, but she didn't come over, and I just kind of left her alone. I didn't say anything because she went with the guys, and so she was. They were at the table across from me, like diagonal.
Right.
And the guys were looking at that table, but she's literally looking back at the books. And I'm like, you can come over if you want. I won't bother you. You know, I won't bite.
Right.
And so she came over and she ended up buying the book. But in my mind, I'm like,
why couldn't you just come over here?
Yeah, like I would always love to, like, because I don't know what that's like for me. Because I'm a comic book fan. Like, if I see something cool, I'm gonna go over there and talk and check it out.
Right.
But like other people, I would love to ask, like, what makes you hesitant? Like, if it looks like something that's interesting, what makes you hesitant? And I always I'm going to start asking. I'm like, why are you hesitant to come over?
I think it's something that, you know, it's like anything to research, trying to figure out again what makes people, but it's going to change for different people too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But and I think that's the importance of showing, because people just don't know. Even the comment even the comment that Danny got on TikTok, where the cat was like, so you want people to pay for your little comic hobby so you can sit around and be lazy and not work. And I'm like, if he only understood how much work go into any aspect of this.
Nah, he just wanted to fight.
I ain't see that. I ain't see that.
Bro, we've been having people just talk reckless on some posts recently. Like, people think because of the joint that I had that went viral, me and Danny made one.
I'll be right back.
Me and Danny made one that went viral, and we've had people coming on there talking. Well, people think I'm an introvert, which, you know, you know what I mean? Like, hey, look, if you gonna buy it, it don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what you think from that video, I get it. I get why you would from that video. I put up explanation videos. People don't care about that. They only care about the video that they encountered,
right?
And they'll talk about it from that perspective. So I don't be tripping about it. But at the same time, you can't really, when it comes to selling styles, like, I definitely agree. Like, top 5 fight. Yeah, head buster. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, duck if you butt, Ty. Head buster, duck if you butt. That's what I'm saying, Brevin. But look, they only see that video. You know what I'm saying? Like, they saw in that video, Danny caught me in the middle of, I was literally talking to Wally, Danny, and Ro, and I was working on the script for Harlem #2. That's why I said what I said earlier. Like, I can't give you a date on Harlem #2 yet because I still got to finish it, and then me and Wally got to, figure out how that works schedule wise. But I was in the middle of it. I was like, Wally had just given some good feedback, and I was like, all right, wait, I'm gonna just delete this crap, and I'm gonna just come back at it from here. And I started writing, and I was in a good flow. And Danny knew I was in a good flow, and then he was like, I'm gonna make you shoot this TikTok real quick. And I'm like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like this. So like when he put the camera in my face, I was thrown off because I'm like, bro, I'm literally in the middle of writing, and now you interrupting that whole, and I ain't got back in that space yet. You know what I'm saying? You know how hard it is when like you really be in a good spot and that crap just flowing, you know what I'm saying? You just doing your thing, and then somebody stop you from it.
Right.
Yo, all the frustration in my face was meant. It was real. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in a really good spot and he just destroyed it. But
he destroyed it, but the benefit of it was it triggered something in people when they saw it. You know what I mean?
No question about it. And I don't mind that. Like I tell people that all the time. Like it goes back to what our earlier conversation was about people that the people that just be jumping out the window with no parachute, no nothing, and just be talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes back to that conversation of people have been doing that. And people are going to continue to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are going to continue to be reckless. And you can't really, I told Danny this, and I've told, my ex this, my son's mom. Like, because people are mean on the internet, bro. So you know what I'm saying? Like my ex will put up pictures of her daughter. You know what I'm saying? If she used to put up pictures of my son, and we had somebody come on a post, she had somebody come on a post on her page and be like, that's why he in the condition that he's in, because they said something crazy like that. That's why he in the position he in, because you don't post him enough or something crazy. You know what I'm saying? And she called me like, upset. And I was like, look, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get why you upset. And if they was in front of us, we have to F them up. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's the internet. People gonna say stuff.
That'd been their last day on this earth if I ever.
Yo, listen. But I have to set my head. Like that dude that came on Danny's post was like, so you want us to buy your comic book so you could just continue to be lazy or whatever. I'm like, bro, you'll get fought. You know what I'm saying? You will get fought. Because if there's anything that you can't call, especially come on, Danny's supposed to say that. Now, he'd have been working all day. Then he gonna come to the shop and stay there. His family be there too. You know what I'm saying? Like you sound like an idiot to even bring that up. Like you because I guarantee you're not working anywhere near the same amount as he is. You know what I'm saying? So you sound ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Listen, making comics is hard. Every single aspect of making comics is hard. I don't care. Writing, listen, I know we joke about who's more important, writers and artists. Like it's our joke, running joke, whatever.
I mean, obviously.
But writing is hard. I'm doing a script right now, and I'm on like the 3rd or 4th version of it, trying to make sure it's right. Drawing is hard. But like
I chose to enjoy that.
But again, you got to do so much as an art. You have to be a architect. You got to be a fashion designer. You got to know how to draw cars, horses. Not only that, you got to pace. You got to do all that crap.
You got to be the cinematographer. You got to be
everything.
The director, co-director.
Being
editor.
Drawing comics is one of the hardest art forms. One of the hardest.
I would say the only thing that surpasses drawing comics is animators who do traditional animation.
Oh goodness, yeah.
I'm glad you dropped those links. Whoever did that, appreciate you. I didn't even see.
I
just now saw your comment, Vernon.
So, absolutely.
I'm glad
everything links. Quality art. Let me say that. Any art of quality is difficult to do, and generally probably takes a good amount of time. I don't remember who said it online, but they were like,
I agree.
Oh, it only takes me like a couple of hours to write a script. In my mind, I want to be like, I was about to be like, oh, how good is your scripts?
I do know, like, if
some people do.
I about to say if I that's why I said what I said about that video. If I get into a flow, like if I get into a good space and it's hit me, you know what I'm saying? Well, Crunk Inc.
Your script, I would be shocked if you did
I'll
a
take
script.
that. I'll take that time. I'll take that. I like that script. I mean, I like that. I like that list.
Yeah, that's good. If your script is done in 2 hours, like done, no other drafts, no anything.
Like, yeah, no. If you did it and
I would
you
be shocked.
go back and revise it.
I'd be shocked.
You did it and you don't have to go back and revise it. Yeah, because like one thing, with me and Danny, we'll probably, because me and Danny try to make it a point to, when we do see each other, shoot as many videos as we can, because we don't know when we're gonna be able to do it again. So like when we get back together, we've had people in my post and his ask about our writing process. You know what I'm saying? Similar to, I know y'all have had people that ask you how you know what I'm saying, get fueled for like when you get ready to do your art, or like certain, I know because Wally was teaching Danny, you know what I'm saying, techniques for art, you know what I'm saying, and his process, but also making sure to leave room for you to gain your own process. And to me, that's one of the biggest things. Like I can tell you what I found works for me, but I also have other artists and writers that I admire, and I glean things from their style. But I also listen, if I can find them talking about their process and stuff online, I listen to it because they're in the space that I want to be in. You know what I'm saying? So if there's some type of way that you don't have to take their style, but there could be things in their process that could change your life. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that you ain't never thought about. And I know, like for me and Danny specifically, the biggest part of my process that I did not have when I first started, and I love it so much now, is having at least I have a brainstorm session where I'm just putting down, all right, this is the ideas that came, but then after that, having some type of not a synopsis, but an outline, like having at least a rough outline of where I think I'm going, and the magic happens in between there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where the creativity really flows. I'm just giving it a conduit for like, all right, this is the general idea of what I'm thinking. And then when you get done with the story, you might look back on your outline and be like, dang, you didn't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter at that point, because now you got your creative juices flowing, and now you're able to just flow into that direction that you made. You know what I mean? And everybody has a different process, but that's one thing that we have to do is like me and Danny, I got to put together some videos for like, all right, this is our process for how we do it. Of course, you can find your own. You know what I mean? The links are in. You should see the links in here, Vernon. I don't see the links. Where can I find them? The links are up above. I don't know if you didn't see them. You should. I know you can see them on the screen, but it's in the chat.
But it's like his comments aren't popping up on. However, he's speaking through the chat. I don't think he's seeing some of the things because his stuff isn't popping up on Facebook.
So he's watching on Twitch. It looks like. So yeah, he's watching on Twitch. Okay, let me figure. Well, I don't know why he wouldn't. Yeah, it says I can reply. It says the replies come through there on Twitch.
It might be because I can't access I put the links in through Facebook. I can't access it through the chat and Restream right now. I can read them, but I can't respond to anybody. I can only respond to people on Facebook. So maybe that's why he didn't see. Do you see Javon?
Oh, you're watching through Facebook, Vernon? Let me hold on. Are you watching on my page or like the group page? Because then I can copy and paste them. Let me see if I see it on which page you're watching. I want to make sure you get it. If you're on Facebook, you can go to my Facebook page, and the link to our website is up there. I got Wally's link up there for the clothing line. Javon, if you type in Javon, his link is on his profile. But just tell me where you're watching it. We'll still try to drop it in here so you can just click it from here and go.
Get these books.
I went downtown Raleigh and didn't know Comic-Con was there. My car was I walked past me in a whole in a whole chicken suit and asked me how I was doing it, baby man. Oh man, that sounds hilarious.
If I had one piece of advice I would give to somebody doing,
he's watching on Danny's page. Okay, I got you.
If I had one piece of advice, I would say make a graphic novel. When you starting out, make a graphic novel. Don't do like a series, like a book with a start and a finish.
100 pages in this one.
There you go.
120 pages in this one.
I hear feedback.
No, it's because I was clicking on. I'm trying to find where.
Yeah, like because I see a lot of people who start with like a series. I started with a series, but like it's hard when you at Comic-Cons and all you got is like one book, and it's like one book of a series,
right?
Because then people are like, I don't know if I'm gonna ever get number 2,
right?
Like have a book that got a start, finish. Like if I could do it all over again, that's what I would do. I would do one big graphic novel.
It definitely makes a difference.
I don't disagree. I mean, profit margin alone, is the biggest thing. I would say profit margin, but also being able to get a full arc in front of somebody's eyes is also a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the reasons that I am very excited to get Lumberjacks number 4 done, because you know you feel like everything that you write, you know what I'm saying, you're only getting better because you learn from the last thing or whatever. And to be able to close out this arc feels good, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't disagree with that. Like if you can temper yourself to do the entire thing and just come out with a graphic novel, I don't see a downside to it. You know what I mean? Like because you know you get a chunk, you get a full chunk of a good story, and that works for both you, the artist, and the consumer. And profit margins wise, you'll definitely be much better off.
I would also say stay away from superheroes too.
And that the graphic novel thing is why King Supreme Volume 1, 100-page book.
Nice.
100-page book, Super Bastard. It was 60 pages. Now it's getting close to 100. So, and I'm working on both of those simultaneously while doing client work, being a dad, being a husband, and you know, so. But that's the reason I started doing it that way, because trying to keep up on a monthly or bi-monthly or tri-monthly basis is hectic.
You left out the calling me racist in between too.
Who, me?
Yeah,
oh yeah. Well, I'll try to only call you racist like once or twice a day, but you know. So I figured I had already maxed out my times for this week. Really.
I was just making sure that it was that there was known that you know that's a regular occurrence. That's all.
I mean, I learned from it's learned behavior, you know, being around you and Danny, and you know the way that y'all discriminate against each other sometimes. I learned it. You know what I mean?
That sounds aggressive. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's crazy though, and I said this in the chat, and I'm gonna get off this racist stuff.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna help Morgan. When I used to call so I did a collection of all my previous work. It's one big book, and I used to call it my trade paperback.
Mm-hmm.
And people would like I sold, but it wasn't great. The last like 2 or 3 cons, I started calling that joint a graphic novel.
Changed the world. Yeah. Graphic novels makes people feel like it's important. It's adult. It's worth more. The value changes. Just using that terminology.
Killing it.
I mean, I'm like I said, wait till Lumberjacks number 4 drop, bro. When I drop that graphic novel, it's gonna change things though, because it ain't gonna be no normal. We're gonna have some extra goodies in there.
But yeah, stay away from superhero books, man.
Especially that I didn't have a so I started it with Harlem where we got the extra credit pages, but Lumberjacks was supposed to be the first one that had it for Lumberjacks to be called Overtime. But what I'm gonna do is in the graphic novel, when the graphic novel drops, Lumberjacks will have all of the overtime in that graphic novel. So the joints will take place in between things. Harlem will just add up, you know what I'm saying, overtime as me and Wally go through that joint. I don't know if Wally's doing it for King Supreme because he's so far superior to everyone else. I don't know, you know, if he can.
Hey.
King Supremes are, you know, I mean, we got the one issue that, you know, we did the preview issue so people could get a single comic to be happy about, but you know, the focus was this graphic novel. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wanted to tell as much of the story in one sitting as possible. So, like what Javon was saying, like I started out for clients, whatever we working on, we work on. But for me, it made more sense to compile as much story as possible so people could take at the least a big chunk and go sit with and know, oh, he's committed to this. Look how much of this I got. You know what I mean? When we did Fairy Tale Nights for my daughter, the original script was 160 pages, and we worked it down to 120 so that we could stay within a, you know, a margin that made sense.
That's crazy.
But you know, I think that, like you said, that sits well with people who are new to coming up to you. They're like, okay, you know, there's something here I can get connected to, and it's not just a fly by night situation.
Right.
You know
they want to be invested in it.
Right. But I mean, King Supreme is superior to most of the people over there. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
I mean, you know.
I mean, in your mind.
I mean,
in your mind. I mean, that's what you're supposed to feel that way about your characters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that.
I mean, I feel that
at this point in the history of our universe, it's fun. He could be there when it's all said and done. We'll see what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I mean that. See,
I mean, is Ryan just gonna kill good brothers? Is that what he's gonna do? Because if he's not gonna stop my man's growth, then
he's literally and figuratively above doing that. So Javon, I just want you to know, like, you know, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I'm gonna let you in on the secret right here while we live, man.
I'm listening.
Yeah,
I've been letting my brothers cook. I've been letting them marinate. You know how people take the chicken and they put the sauces and stuff in there and put it in the bag and put it in the refrigerator?
I'm listening.
These niggas been in the refrigerator all year.
So it sounds like you got real black on that. Like,
now that's the chicken and some watermelon over there too. There's some watermelon over there too. So I just turned the oven on so it can start preheating. You know what I mean?
Oh, heat. You said heat? Yeah.
I threw you to alley so you can come back in there.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, you know, my character was literally walking on the sun. So, you know, hey, listen, whatever y'all little, you know.
Hey, Super Bastard was sleeping in the sun, but we ain't talking about him yet. Like, he went and took a nap in the sun. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, you get that work too, man.
Listen.
I'm being quiet.
I'm glad you guys are so passionate about, you know what I'm saying, having penis measuring contests.
Whoa, pause.
I think it's amazing.
What?
Lumberjacks ain't worried. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. I look at it like this. Me working on these graphic novels allows my brothers to run it up, right? Y'all running it up. So whenever these joints are finished, I can just walk straight into an already structured situation and say, oh, y'all love what my brothers was doing? Check these out. You know what I'm saying? Boom.
Okay.
You know, I mean, listen,
we all here. We love to help.
You're not wrong. I mean, it's not gonna stop nothing. But I just know when this Lumberjacks graphic novel get done, it's gonna be nothing but problems. That's all I know.
Morgan, you remember I told you about my hat with the feather in it, right?
Yeah.
And my platform shoes.
Yes.
With the music playing as my soundtrack when I walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you hear the music, when it's quiet, you just hear the music. You know what's happening. Now Javon might turn around and be like, "What the fuck?" Because he don't know about it. But when you see the straw, the flower, the feather in the hat, you'll know. You'll be like, "Oh, this is what Wally was talking about." It's happening.
So it's like a Liquid J thing. I don't know if you know who that is, but
that sounds like a drink that I don't drink. What is that?
It's a character made up on TikTok.
I don't have no idea what y'all talking about. But that's okay.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, listen, man.
The
Hey,
point
listen,
is,
I'm just happy. I'm happy my brothers are selling. You know,
Yeah.
that was one thing
listen,
I was really. That was
we're
one
having,
thing I
we're
was really happy to see.
we're having
in
a really
person.
good year. We're having a really good year, and that's going to continue.
And I'm
Hey,
gonna be, look,
let me-
look, Javon, I'm gonna say one more thing, man. Like, you know, I be real quiet because I'm glad to watch the brothers grow and do what they do. But you know how sometimes you gotta tap your little brothers to put them back in line. Like, hey man, don't forget now. Like, don't forget, I'm still out there now. Like, don't forget now, I ain't gone. You know what I mean?
I mean, listen, we not trying to do that, and it's your job to tap. You know what I'm saying, to tap us and make sure that we understand and all of that. But listen, this is just the same as having a you know, I don't. Danny does it, but I don't really believe in it. It's like having a argument with me as a creator, having an argument with somebody else about whether my character will beat their character. It's pointless. That's for the fans to decide. You know what I'm saying? When they read the work, if you read the work and you feel like, you know what I'm saying, King Supreme put his foot in Lumberjacks, hey, I can't do nothing but respect that.
PJ, respect that, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, I just want to say I made a goal for myself this year.
Appreciate you, PJ.
My goal was to sell 1,000 books.
You hit it?
I am currently at 802.
Oh, you'll be there before the end of the year.
That's the goal, man. That's the goal.
You
I'm
got
averaging like probably like 75 books per event. Probably.
Hey, you out of smacking
So
faces.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. This was a big thing for me. I made a couple of goals. One was to do the tour to make it through. I'm almost there.
I can't do it.
It's honestly, it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. It's still difficult, but I like to travel a little bit. So, you know, I get to go sleep in a nice little hotel every now and again, man. You know, right. I'm meeting a lot of new people. We lost Morgan. Yeah, look at that. His internet racist too.
That's not abnormal. You know what I'm saying?
Internet racist too. But I mean, me personally, I did this to try to get my book in as many faces as possible in 1 year, and B, to network like crazy. And that's been my goal. And I think I've done pretty well. I mean, like I just tell people, I got invited to do a show in New Orleans. They're gonna give me a table. Just need to take care of the hotel and, you know, and flight, which is cool, because I always say you got to give me one of the three, either table, flight, hotel. I'll do, if I have to do a con, one of those. What do you call it?
One of those items off the list.
One of those. One of the financial situations need to be taken care of. So, but dude, you know, I'm trying to next year I think I'm gonna move west and south, further south.
Bro, next year I'm trying to be at DreamCon. I don't know.
No, I'm gonna try and do DreamCon too. I would have did it this year, but it fell on the same day as Terrificon. And Terrificon is my home con, which I always do. But BlurredCon and DreamCon are on my list for next year.
Yeah, DreamCon, I had heard about it, but I wasn't really in tune. But
me neither.
I've been getting told you got to come to Texas, and then I'm looking. People kept posting like DreamCon. Then my kids was like, "Yo, you know who run DreamCon?" I'm like, "No." They put me on. I'm like, "Oh, that's even more reason for me to tap in and be there." So it's a must. Somehow, one way or the other. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. That and BlurredCon, I gotta do the two, the blackest shows out there.
It's Blurred. I think Blurred is the one that kept. Well, we still alive. I ain't gonna go into it.
No, I mean, listen. I got put on the wait list for DreamCon. I mean, BlurredCon. Hopefully, next year y'all see me, holla at me. You know, I move units. You know, people know me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Come holla at me. You know, black folks know me. Hopefully, this thing that I'm trying to do, this cartoon that I'm trying to put together will kind of be a big calling card for me next year. We'll see, though. We'll see. I gotta start working on it in September. That's my cutoff point to be like, all right, get it done, get that script done, get that everything done. But you know, again, the whole thing of comics is about two things: how good you are and how big of an impact you can make on a how do I put this? A project, right? So like the bigger the project that you have, like if you do a book like Tuskegee Airs, but even Tuskegee Airs took time. It took a lot of time to get to where it is. You know, Greg has told me that on more than one occasion. It's taking some time.
Right.
But if you do a big selling book, that's your calling card for like ever, which is crazy.
Right.
Like if you did Spider-Man, if you did 5 issues of Spider-Man, you could ride that 5 issues of Spider-Man forever, which is crazy.
I mean, yo, I'm not in the same scale as people who've done Spider-Man, but just doing stuff for Archie and even the test stuff or the unused stuff that I did for IDW has worked to my benefit time and time again.
All right.
You know what I mean? The project with Nike, it was a comic project because we made it that, but it wasn't a comic project. You know what I mean? Like, so I know once you tap into doing any of those considered top tier projects, like all of a sudden you the greatest thing ever. Like, oh, you did what? Yeah. Come on through. We love to have you. We love that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And all it takes is like one person. Honestly, all it takes is like one project to open doors for you financially and open con doors for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's funny. I got to have a nice conversation with Ryan Otley. He's the artist, if you don't know, for Invincible.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how, you know, Invincible was like his first steady assignment. Like
that's the one that broke. Yeah.
Right. But no, it was like his first. That was his first monthly book.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't really like doing it before, and he was like, you know, it broke for him, and now it's breaking for him with the show, because the show is basically using his style.
And he don't even have to. He do covers more than anything else right now. Like
he said he's going. I think he said he's trying to do something creator on now. Like he did Spider-Man now. So now he did Spider-Man and he did the Hulk.
He did the Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah. So now he got 3 huge credits on his resume that he could ride forever.
It was the same thing for Greg Capullo. If people look back to the stuff he was doing before, and then once he hit Spawn, and Spawn, his style grew with Spawn.
Yeah.
It took off, and then he was getting offered, you want Batman or Wolverine? He ended up doing Batman, changed the game. Now he's finna go to Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's still working on a creator-own project. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he about to do Lumberjacks too.
Who, Greg Capullo?
Mm-hmm. You better open that checkbook.
Yeah, why would you even spend that kind of money?
Hey, listen, I met John Boy Myers. You know John Boy Myers?
Yeah, John Boy. His work is dope. He did Inhumans. He did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I met him this weekend. We were tabling. He was tabling it right next to me.
Word.
And I was like, "Yeah, man, how much you do for a cover?" And he
I'm
was
sure it's up there.
He was like, "Oh yeah, it's like 1,000." I was like,
"Yeah." I know somebody that reached out to him to do page work. This is before he was getting there, but he wasn't there.
Yeah.
But at that point, I think he knew what he had lined up, and so his number was already.
Yeah.
And so somebody recently hit me, was like, "Yo, you ever seen this dude work?" And I was like, "Why?" He was like, "Yo, I'm about to hit him up about doing a book." I said, "Oh, all right. Well, you refinancing your house or like what you doing?" He was like,
"That page rate is probably insane,
bro." Even there's a young lady, I won't say her name, but it's a young lady that some of us really admire. Would you say that? I remember chopping it up with her once, and she was talking about her page rate at one point, which I won't say no numbers out there because that's personal business, but she was getting enough. I think it was something to the degree of like 3 or 4 books at the time would cover everything she needed to basically secure life for that year.
Well, I feel like I know who this person is. I ain't gonna say.
You do.
I probably do.
You do.
But yeah, man. Like honestly, like that's what the comic book industry is. Like I just it's that simple. You hit once, then you kind of made, and then like doors start opening to you. But it's, I mean, that you can say that for anything, but definitely for comics, you hit one time. If something you do hit, then that's when Marvel and DC and all these other places start come hollering at you.
That sounds really similar to my never mind.
I feel like something. I ain't gonna say the word that.
What?
I think Morgan's sleepy, yo.
What? I'm just saying.
But that's why I feel I be laughing at like independent creators who say they don't ever want to work at Marvel and DC. I'm like, man, listen, I'll do that joint tomorrow.
I mean, I don't trip about it today, but
I ain't tripping about it. But if they come for me,
right. That's what I was going to say. There was a point in time when that was my whole stepping stone. Anytime I work with these situations, it's just to elevate what we got over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that and you know, of course, there's a part of it that's like, ooh, that was cool to accomplish, and I can put this over here on the, oh, I got to do that. Oh, I did that. But it was always about what elevates what we're doing to another stepping stone that just helps propel everything else. You know what I mean? That's why you started seeing the rush of creators who were working at Marvel, DC, Image, saying, yo, let me go over here and put something on Kickstarter now. Now that I got this name and this rep, I know I can at least do this and hit this number with it. And it's like it's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain creators out there who have talked crazy like they don't need this, and maybe they don't need it, but you can't tell me it wouldn't elevate certain things in some form of fashion. It's another platform.
If I did Black Panther, I would literally work for Marvel. I would work for Marvel or DC right now. Like I would put Heat aside. I would do Marvel and DC for a couple of years, and then when I feel like it's starting to wind down, then I come right back to Heat. But by that time, my stock high.
Man, I've seen some artists who just by doing variants and exclusive covers,
true story,
have elevated their whole situation tremendously.
Hey, Marcus Williams is like that.
Yeah,
that's Marcus Williams to a T. I know Greg always telling us about, you know, what he got going on with them.
Yeah,
let me get a variant deal. I do them joints all day. I do variants all damn day. I did get a tryout for it though. I didn't make it. I wasn't ready.
For who?
I got a tryout with Marvel. They saw one of my covers, and they were like, "Hey, you know," they sent. I talked to the guy, and I got an email saying, and I've told this story before, but it's okay. We choose between these three topics. One was like Doctor Strange fighting an army of zombies with an axe. The other one was Captain Marvel fighting a spaceship or something. And then it was Rocket and Groot running from aliens or something. And then I learned from this, but like I was like, I'm gonna do all three, and I'm gonna do them in color, and then I'm gonna put the logo on top. And I thought I was doing too much, and so I did all three in color with the logos and sent it to them, and they were like, "Yeah, you're not quite ready." And you know, I've had the conversation with other creators, and they were like, "That was probably a test, like see if you could follow directions."
Right.
And I, you know, for me, I felt like, you know, and looking back, I was like, I probably should have taken my time. Like I was trying to get it done real quick and get it to them instead of this is your shot. Take your time, follow directions, and give them exactly what they want.
Right.
And like I said, I could probably email them again and be like, hey, can I get another shot? But I mean, I'm so busy doing this other stuff. I mean, at some point I might try again. I have the emails from the people.
Right.
You know, they were just like, hey, keep in touch with us and maybe we'll talk again.
Well, I do know a lot of those editors when they say keep in touch, most of them mean it. You might have some that don't, but most of them mean it. There's a reason why they even paid attention in the first. Now, me,
Right.
I've had several situations where I just got impatient with the stay in touch side of it. Not so much because they weren't cool. It was just a certain part of me that's like with IDW, I did some work and it was cool. Then we had some other work that Hasbro didn't approve, so it never came out. Then I had some stuff that was like, hey, do these test pages. I was real close to working on Ninja Turtles or Transformers or G.I. Joe. And the Transformers project, I would have took it if they would have been like, yo, it's got to be this one. But I really didn't want to take it because I knew how much work goes into drawing Transformers, panel to panel, page to page. Like a cover, cool. Pages, you know what I mean? So my focus started becoming Joe or Turtles, you know what I'm saying? But somebody else had already gotten picked. So the problem for me at the time, the editor the editor in chief that I was working with didn't want to force relationships.
Right.
So he would try to pair people that seem to have chemistry so that he wouldn't be one of those stories about the artist that hated the editor that was always nitpicking the artist. He wanted to find people that meshed well. And Turtles had already found something before he took my work to him. And then with Joe, I think at the time Hama was about to come back or something was going on with him coming back to a project. And so it kept being, well, send me this and then I'm gonna talk to such and such. I'm gonna set up a meeting with such and such. And then I ended up talking to one of the editors and she was pretty much just like, I just got a thing about artists that work digital. And I'm like, what? Like this whole industry is, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, yeah, but I'm looking for somebody that's traditional. I'm looking for somebody that's gonna put on pay. I'm like, well, cool, we can do that if y'all are gonna pay for the extra time and energy it takes for me to scan, rework these images to make sure you're getting the quality, or I can just send them to you as they is and you send them back. If you want to do old school, we can go old school. And so it just kept turning into this back and forth situation to where it was like, yo, what do you guys want or need to make this decision? And this is the other thing that pissed me off. They were getting ready to do something with Snake Eyes. And I mean, I couldn't be mad, but I was mad because it was about to be, well, you know what? You kind of fit for this. And then Rob Liefeld came in and got offered the situation. So when he did Snake Eyes at that time, I was back and forth with them around that same time period. Wow. It was like, well, you can't argue with that. They know that love him or hate him, Rob's gonna sell books.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so and with DC Comics, I was real close to doing a creator-owned project with them when they launched what was that? They had a subdivision they did a few years ago that was gonna be their creator-owned.
I think platform. I know what you're talking about. I think I know. It had the. It was the line with the hard time.
Something, yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
So I had sat with them. I took my work to them to get covers, and when I took my cover work, I also had some page work. And the guy, I forget his name. I got his card sitting around somewhere, but he's not the editor over there anymore. He moved to some other position. But he was like staring at my work, and he was like, "Yo, so what are you here for again?" And I was like, "Cover work, like variants, like that's that's what I'm looking for, variants." He was like, "Nah, but what are you here for?" I was like, what you mean? Like, I'm here to get work if it's work to be got. And he was like, nah, but I'm looking at the stuff that you got in here, and I see you push some of this stuff towards the back to show us, what we do and blah, blah, blah. He was like, but I'm more interested in this. Like, what are these projects about? What is that about? Blah, blah, blah. So we started talking about my book, Fairy Tale Nights, but there was two conflicts there. One, he wasn't the final say on the book getting greenlit, but he had a bunch of influence. But there was the warning of, hey, there might be people that want to try to change this, change that. And I know that this seems very personal to you. And then the other thing was that there was three things. The other thing was, if we do sign this, there's automatic negotiations for rights for film and television with Warner Brothers. And I'll be honest with you, they're going to shelf it for a while because there's so much going on over here right now. You'll get the option, and you may have to renew the option or just be quiet and wait. But if the book blow, they're gonna move immediately. So I'm just telling you that so that you know what to expect that conversation to be. And then the other thing was Fable had ended like the year before or something like that, and the book was it was literally called Fairy Tale Nights, and it was very fairy tale based, but a different storyline. But his concern was that when he took it to the big dogs, they were going to be like, well, something with fairy tales just ended. If we do another thing, people are going to just assume we're just trying to replace that. You know what I mean? So, man, we talked for probably like 3 months back and forth trying to come to something, and it hurt. That's the first one that hurt, because the numbers and the things that we were talking about were life-changing. It was like, yo, this finna change my whole everything. You know what I mean? And the fact that we couldn't come to something, but at the same time, I had to stand on certain things and they had to stand on certain things. And then there was realities. We put all this money into this and people don't take to it for this simple fact of this or that. You know what I mean? Now, for me, it's a win-win because I get bread and exposure. Whether we sell a single book, I can still go back out there and get back to what I was doing with a bigger budget now. You know what I mean? So them industry ups and downs get rough to you, bro. Eric Larson turned us down. Eric Larson had a long. He talked to me and this cat Marcus, not Marcus Williams, the other cat Marcus Kaiser, a homie of mine. He talked to us for about a month about possibly wanting to do something at Image, but he kept telling us at the time he didn't know how to market us. And we like, well, yo, we out here doing conventions. We in the streets. Like, all we need is that name to say we're published here, which will bring more attention. We'll do the legwork. But I think his mind was so afraid if he bought something to the table and it didn't work. Because at that time, it wasn't like Image today where they just take it and they throw it at the wall. They work something out like, hey, you can buy in, or we can do this, or we can do this, or we can do that. It wasn't like that. It was very careful about who was getting that image.
Yeah, I remember that era. I remember that era,
yeah. So needless to say, it ain't work out, but I respect the fact that he even took the time to have actual conversations to try to figure out, like, to be honest, and say, man, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's dope, but it's also very different than what we're seeing out here right now. And then, you know, a couple years later, the floodgates open. It was a different thing, you know. So
yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's hit or miss. It's who you know. Is it your time? Like I said, I tell you that story. I don't feel like I was ready. Now, do I think I'm ready? I probably think I'm way more ready. Like, today was one of the few days. Like, I don't really like looking back at my old stuff.
Yeah.
I actually hate it. But I was like reading through the first Heat book I did all the way to the new stuff.
Right.
And I was just like, I was not ready back then. Like, as much as I liked it, the story was good, but I can see in the art where I might have cut a corner that I wouldn't cut now.
Right.
You know, like I did a quick background as opposed to, you know, what I would do now. Like I tell people all the time, like the first Heat book I did, I did a double page spread of the character. And it was really simple. And then when I did the next Heat book, I was like, I need to do another double page spread to prove how much better I got. And so it's way more detailed and everything. And then the last Heat #1, I was like, I got to top that. And so, you know, I love seeing the progression of my work. But I'm probably way more ready now. Like if I were to attempt to do that, which I might, I mean, you know, attempt to get their attention again and show them my most recent work, I'm probably more confident in the more recent work having a shot than my old stuff.
Right.
Yeah, because the old stuff I wasn't ready, and that's okay. Like I'm aware enough of the fact that I wasn't ready. As a writer, I was ready. Yeah. As an artist, probably not. Now I'm closer to that point. But yeah, I mean, you know, I haven't really thought about trying to go after them because I've been so consumed with this. But seeing how having that Marvel or DC on your name kind of affects your career and affects, you know, your standing in the industry, you know, it might behoove me to try again. Because even if I do it and let's say they again say, hey, we'll try you for a cover,
right?
You know, if I do a cover and it gets on a book, I can sell that book. I could be like, hey, you know, I did that cover, and maybe that gets more. And so, all right, I gotta go. It's been real.
Yeah, man. I gotta take my wife and drop her off at a Beyonce concert tomorrow.
Oh, well, my wife already did that last week.
I am not looking forward to that traffic, but it is what it is.
Oh, wait, you dropping her off?
Her and her sisters are going.
And you dropping them off?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm dropping or picking up, but my brother-in-law is either gonna drop and I pick up, or he's gonna pick up and I drop. But both of us got to go out there.
I was gonna say, you might if you dropping off and picking up, you might as well stay.
Man,
you might as well park and stay. You better bring a tablet and watch some Netflix, because you ain't going nowhere.
Traffic gonna be terrible, bro. I'm trying to tell her, she don't believe me. She like, nah. I'm like, look.
Yeah.
My
wife told me how bad the concert was. Not the concert, but the traffic.
The traffic, yeah.
All right, y'all. Peace.
All right, my brothers. Peace.
We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week. I don't know. I have no idea what the topic's gonna be yet, because who knows what's gonna pop off in between now and then. But we appreciate everybody watching. As usual, continue to tell people about us. And we'll see y'all next week.